I can't believe I made that mistake. Oh my god, dude. What a dumb mistake. Alright. We're building the stream back up. I'm sorry. Let's get it fixed. Alright, my god. We're going to go ahead and copy the title from the last one. Oops. It's Mr. Peter Lucas. Hello, Mr. Peter Lucas. All right, let's just see real fast. My gosh. We're going to hit copy on that. We'll say part 1. The algorithm's not going to like this, man. Wait, why doesn't it have the... Oh, because we're testing it over here. Okay, we're going to hit save on that. All right. Let's go ahead and close this. It's going to say leave. Let's go ahead and get the website back up in there. I can't believe I've done that. We had 60 viewers. I just scared them all off. How many people are going to re-click, you know what I mean? All right. Pin that again. We'll close this. All right, we're back. We're ready to service the orders as well, by the way. Let me go ahead and ping the Discord server as well. Make sure that you guys are aware we are double live. Okay. My gosh. Now, we have a big John Lucas order. So that is the first order of the night. It's the big John Lucas order. Let's refresh the website as well and see what's going on with the website. The website says we have 2 new orders. A Mr. Austin Albert who sent in... Actually, is that new or is that the same one? Hold on. Albert who said 1 Gengar sublist. So I think he already did that one. Did he? And then here's Mr. Shahir who sent money for 8 prismatics. Oh, he's saying that I opened too many packs for him, and he's just paying me back on those. Wow, what a stand-up guy, man. Mr. Shahir, a stand-up guy. He paid for packs. I opened too many, and he paid for them. Wow. Yeah, I got to give him a spot on the giveaway as well. So hold on. So we were doing that just before I realized we were on the wrong phone. So we're going to say number 4, Mr. Lucas. Launch. Okay, so Lucas, you're on. And that completes the trade. Yes. And then I think I'm putting Shahir over here, man. Shahir, that was kind of a big deal. So this is the big break. I'm going to put Shahir right over here, okay? I don't know if he's watching tonight, but I'm going to put him directly on the big list. Shahir. Wow, that was pretty nice of him. There it is. So you're going to get a direct shot at this $1,000 Lugia. And honestly, Shahir, I hope you get it. Very cool. All right. No case is criminal. Is it true that Americans pay for the hospital visit? Yes, Americans, when they go to the hospital, they have to pay for it because it's a service. That's true in Europe, too. In Europe, it's a service over there. But instead of paying for it directly, you guys have to pay taxes at a much higher rate than Americans. So while Americans do have to pay for the hospital visits, they don't have to pay as much taxes. Taxes are much lower over here. In fact, we were just looking at the taxes in Australia, and it was shocking how much more expensive they were than what we pay over here. I think Germany, I think you're from Germany, aren't you? I did a research on German taxes. Did you know Germans pay more taxes than the Chinese do? So communist China actually has a lower tax bracket than Germany. Germany has one of the highest sales tax in the world too, meaning if after you're done paying your income tax, when you go to spend it, you pay an exceptionally high sales tax on anything you buy. So if you actually spend your money, you're punished for it. So it's horrendously high taxes over there. You guys also pay one of the highest property taxes in the world. I haven't confirmed if it's the highest, but it's one of the highest that I've ever heard of. So, you know, it appears that your hospital stays free, but the truth is, it's more like you're paying for it through taxation, and you're paying for anyone else who uses the hospital who doesn't pay any taxes. So if a guy doesn't work a job, he doesn't feel like it, you still have to pay for him. So you guys, you pay a nasty amount of taxes. All right, John Lucas. So John and I were discussing me selling him some Weiss Schwarz Nikke boxes. Let's go ahead and take a look at what those look like. Weiss Nikke case. Now, this is some good stuff, okay? I know for a fact this is some good stuff. Should have a decent shot at some hits in there. We have the English version. Ooh. This looks like it's it. Is this it? English booster box. All right, so we have a price on the English booster box. Give me a second here, okay? Divided by how many boxes in a case? Does it say? 24 boxes. Okay, that helps. Divided by 24. And it says I should want to sell my box for $73 a box. Let's see what we have on ours. All right. Chainsaw. Oh, Nikke. Here it is. Nikke. So there is one thing. My Nikke is definitely first edition. There isn't such a thing as first edition for it, is there? Let's see. It doesn't call itself a reprint. Is there first edition? It doesn't talk about first edition over here, so maybe it's all the same. Oh, no, they do talk about it. Gold signature. So these are not the reprint. These are the gold signatures. So it's tricky. I should point that out. These are 100% going to be gold signatures because we acquired them. Yeah, here we go, right here. First edition. So I know that we have the first edition boxes. I'm going to call that Nikke first. So we're going to update that to say Nikke first. And then let me go ahead and take one more look at pricing. Sorry, guys. I know it's not always fun doing pricing live, but this is a great time to get it out of the way. It's immediately upon demand. See, people who don't have first edition, they don't like to say that theirs isn't first edition. And people who do have first edition, they tend to claim, hey, this is first edition. So this one doesn't talk about it. This one talks about it. This $2,000 case. All right, let's take another look at this. And it's a $24 box, huh? 24 box case, sorry. Okay, divided by 24. All right, there it is. So actually, we should raise our price slightly. I think what we're going to do, we're going to keep it the same and just let it liquidate. We have first edition packs. I'm going to tell him that. All right, so he was talking to me in here. All right, there we go. And he ordered how many boxes? He ordered 7 of them. I'll go grab 7 boxes. Here we are, I'm back. Yes, we do indeed have first edition. How many people we got? Just 38 people. No! We had 60 people, but I was on the wrong cell phone. I had to restart the stream. Doesn't that suck, guys? Hit that like button for me, guys. Let's try to get those people back in here. That sucks, man. Here's Iron Treads. Here's the Water Energy. Here's the Dene. Oh, my gosh. All right. Big order, guys. Mr. John Lucas going ham. So he said, give me about 7 boxes of this. You got it. And we got the good stuff. This is the first edition product, not the reprint. Okay. Oh, I can't even see your comments. Oh my gosh. Hold on, wait a second, guys. Before we go any further. Here we are. I was looking at the old comment section from the previous stream. I thought it was weirdly quiet in here. All right, here we are. And let's pop out the chat. There we go. Let's see what you guys are saying. 7 of the English Nikke. Yes, he's going deep. By the way, for those who don't know, this is a $756 order. This is a big order. Let's go 2 at a time. Let's take out 2 boxes here. Okay. Oh my God. So let's start catching up the line so the wait times don't get real bad. So this will be box number 1, box number 2. We like Mr. John Lucas, man. He's been really nice to us. He goes real deep. Okay. Okay. Broski, you need some rest. Haha. You talking about me? Having a kid cost me a couple grand, not including what I paid just to have the insurance. Yeah, we are. I think of you as kind of like a guy with more than I've got, though, Mr. Zach. Like, I got all the Pokemon cards, right? And that's cool and all. But you got kids, so you're ahead of me in life. That's the way I see it. I got to have a kid. We are. At least 1. But, you know, really it should be like 2 to 3 minimum. I think 2's like this perfect number where it's like, you know, it takes 2 people to make a kid, so you make 2 kids. And, but statistics will tell you need 3 because technically one of those kids is statistically likely to not make it or something. Die in a car crash, get an illness, decide not to have children themselves, be unsuccessful. There it is. Oop. All right, so you're ahead of me. I gotta have kids. We are. Once I have kids, then I can kind of go like that. Then I can kind of relax. Then I can die of old age. Oh, here's this. And yes, children cost money. They also earn money, though. Like, you know, if I was kicking some money back to my parents, which I'm not because, you know, they were bad. They were pretty bad parents. But if I was kicking money back to them, it'd be pretty easy now. So you got to think of it like an investment. The kid is not just a biological thing. It's also a financial thing. Let's see. That's why the government wants them. The government wants them because the government knows. It is, ooh. Holy. Just normal-sized breasted women. Where does it say first edition? Yes, sir. Let me show you where it says first edition. Right there. First edition. We have first edition Nikke, not to be confused with second print, which is not as good. So our stuff, our Nikke costs a little more. See, just before this purchase, he was, you know, talking to me in private. He was saying, hey, maybe you can get me a little deal on the Nikke. And I didn't have a chance to respond. And then I logged in and I saw he'd already purchased them. And I was going to go look at the price and give him that. I was going to consider giving him a discount on them if it turned out their prices had fallen. But then I realized, wait a second, these are first edition boxes. I looked it up and it looks like they're priced just about where I would have wanted them to be priced. So everything looks good. We try to keep up with all the price discrepancies. Look at that body, dude. That's crazy, man. Oh my God. My first son was born during COVID, so we got all the stimulus and such on a tax return. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you can get that stuff, you definitely should. Some people are shy about that kind of stuff. We're trying to talk to our my in-laws about getting them maybe like a social worker to help them out, and maybe maybe some government relief because you know, she survived stage 4 cancer and she's having trouble finding work. And they're like too proud to do it. They don't want to get any government help. And my perspective on it is just do whatever you're allowed to do. You know, don't feel bad about it because that's how it's working. Is if you don't do it, somebody's going to do it. So you go out and get some of that relief funds that are literally meant to be used. It's like everyone will be all right. Yeah, the mom's, Karis's mom's really resistant to receiving any kind of disability or anything like that, but she's like almost 70, and I think it's like a pride thing for her. It's like, you gotta let go of that pride. If it's there, use it. Yeah, exactly. Here it is. Okay, here's this. They could use it, man. They are struggling. Ooh. We were supposed to sell that little red Ford car to help pay for the Toyota SUV. We ended up basically just giving that car to them, and it's like, when that little car breaks, they're out of luck. And it already almost had 100,000 miles on it. Probably already has 100,000 by now. It is. Like, it was already pretty used. Of course, I drive like a grandma, so it was used gently, but never been in a wreck or anything like that. But yeah, ooh. I've never had a car wreck. I've driven a lot over the years. Not even one car crash. Yes. I haven't had a ticket in a long time either. No tickets, no car crashes. Here we are. The McDonald's Pikachu is going to skyrocket. You think so? I don't know about skyrocket, but I have a positive outlook on it rather than a negative one. It is. I think it's a very cute card. And I think a lot of it was basically, people think 100,000 or whatever, or 150,000 is a lot, but they don't realize that all of it just got graded. So there's not as much of it left to grade. So the population is probably in. I mean, there's probably more to grade, but think about it. It's already mostly done. There's not a lot left to grade. Okay. I have 10 of them. Here we are. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I think a lot of people might do that same idea where they hoard a group of them. Here we are. If everyone virtually hoarded at the same time, it would cause a price spike on them. But it's a great card. It's the only Pikachu I know about that where he's eating a little hamburger. He's got a little hamburger on his plate. That's the first 2 boxes. No Siggies. Okay. Here we go. What a crazy week it's been for me, guys. It's been a really, really tough week. Karis has been on vacation this week, and it basically hasn't been a vacation. I mean, I must see her for just like an hour a day, it feels like. She passes out. I pass out. This was a vacation week for her, and she didn't get to do anything. I didn't get to do anything. It's been rough. All right. Have you heard of the Kabuto King? Yeah, I don't know why everybody's talking about this guy buys Kabuto. It's like, it's not that big of a story, is it? It is. A guy buys out Kabuto. We are. I had an 84-year-old hit me while I was pulling out of a parking spot, and she was on the wrong side of the road. That's nuts, dude. You see a lot of elderly people doing that, getting into car crashes, and it really upsets you. But you also have to consider they have to keep driving because they got to keep working, apparently, you know? That's the American dream. Work till you're dead. Your wages don't earn you anything anymore. Okay. All right. Snipping this. I'm thinking of having a child through surrogacy. Yeah? What does that mean? You mean you're the surrogate? We are. All right. Here's this. Sneep. Here's this. Sneep. All right. And here's this. Sneep. All right. And here's this. Very nice. Boop. All right. I know a guy who, I know he's donating his swimmers. He's like 6 foot tall. He's got greenish eyes. Multi-millionaire Pokemon card collector. Whoa, look at this. Someone else is the surrogate. Oh, that's expensive. I've looked into that. That is expensive. Here it is. You got to have some money for that. It's more than it looks when you actually research it. Unless you can go to like, I don't know, like Eastern Europe or something and get some kind of shady business out there to do it for you. Whoa, this will be a triple R plus victory to humanity. Ooh. How nice. So I've thought about doing that to proliferate my genes a little more. My mom had 11 kids, you know that? And she did it all herself, no surrogacies or anything. And it's funny that the Pope came out against surrogacies. You think the Pope would be for making babies and all that, but maybe he doesn't like the industrialization of making babies or something. I'm against that line of thinking. I like it. Test tube babies, cloning, all that stuff. Super, super, super interesting. But I heard about this Russian, this guy who had like $100 million, and he had like 12 kids in 1 year with his wife. Whoa, look at that. Very nice. And he did it using Eastern European surrogates. So he hired a bunch of women to get pregnant for him and his wife, and they were instantly hired to be the caretakers of the children too. So they got hired on as nannies as well. And it wasn't like some small amount of money either. They got paid well to do it. So I was like, dang, dude, that's crazy. We are. Very nice. Designer babies. You take that yellow card behind the other two, you're going to get a lot of weird looks. The yellow card. What's he talking about? That one? This one? The dog girl one? I think he's making a commentary on Gooner cards here. All right. It's like in the very back on the wall. Oh, that one? That's a yellow card. This one? We are. What kind of cards are those? You can be woof with her. Woof. Okay. Miss Cactuar's Queen says, I cannot have kids. You know, so my wife was told she had something called like stage 3 endometriosis, and she just underwent a surgery, and we're going to try and have a kid through IVF now. And, but yeah, she had to have surgery for that. And I don't know how it all works for every person, but, man, what's interesting is the technology for like making somebody able to have kids again. It's sort of like, it's like an evolving thing. Like this doctor we have in Missouri, he's apparently like one of the best. How lucky is that? It's probably because we live, the state of Missouri has one like high-ranking college in it, and it's called WashU, and it's well known for its advances in medicine in particular, and it's also known for work in fertility medicine. And he's this type of surgeon who's done a special surgery on endometriosis. So it's really interesting. Apparently, he gets a lot of people from all over America. It's not just us driving up the road to him. He gets people from all the surrounding states come over here to get the fertility treatment. And he's got like a YouTube channel with like, he's got like 2 YouTube channels with each having like 600,000 followers. And he's like part of like a larger research, you know, group on the matter. So it's really interesting. It is very nice. Okay. Are you repackaging the cards? Yeah, I'm opening them up and I'm putting the hits inside so that they're extra juicy. It is. I wonder how much money's made from Christmas ornaments every year. On the subject of Christmas ornaments, I hate the cheap plastic mold Christmas ornaments that you get from like Hobby Lobby and Target and Walmart. I hate those. Someday I'm going to put some money together and I'm going to buy some high quality glass Christmas ornaments from Germany, where they're all handcrafted with love. No more cheap garbage ones. I hate them. They feel so trashy. You know how like people used to have like fine china? I feel like Christmas ornaments are the same way. Like it's an event, you know, you should get some real stuff, not like this sort of like plastic styrofoam. I hate it. I hate the way it feels. Anyways, that's just an aside. I think I have a figure I got from Japan that has the same as these cards. Okay. My parents use a lot of tinsel on the Christmas tree. Yeah? Repackaging the ghost dog so Tammy is enough of a binder. Where did you buy these cards from, says Card Addict? I have a supplier who I buy these cards from, and he's very consistent, and these are really nice cards. Here we are. Let's see what we got. So here's a holo. The Birth of Christ. It's not Hobby Lobby level. Oh, he was just... That's the second time somebody has said that we're repacking the cards, and then a huge hit comes right out afterwards. He's resealing them. You got to be kidding me, man. Let's zoom in. Yeah, he's totally resealing them. Dude, look at that. Isn't that wild? Holy boobies, dude. He's like questioning how I source them. Mr. Card Addict, we care a lot about the sourcing. We talk about it all the time on the stream. I like to source master cases, in fact, if I can get them. But so I'll go for the master case, even if it costs a little more, just because I know that's the top sourcing. So this is a top card in this set. I'm sure of it. It's the one of these bunny girls, huh? All right, let me grab this top loader for Mr. John Lucas. He's going to be happy with that. That's so funny because we had this guy who's not part of our group. He came in the other day and he said he reseals the packs. And the exact same thing as what happened here happened. Right after he says that, just this guy, some random guy, comes in right after he says that, we pull some big hit. I don't blame you for being skeptical. I'll say that because there probably are rip and ship channels that do that. New guys, young guys, poor guys, guys who don't have any standards or principles, or they're not in it for the long run. They just want to get rich quick. I'm in it for the long run. We've been doing this for 6 years now. I care about my reputation more than anything. And I like being able to provide you guys with really high quality stuff. So there we go. John Lucas isn't going to mind that. He's definitely grading that one. He's going to make his money back on this one card if he's lucky. Here it is. Can you repack my SpongeBob packs when I get it and put it in a 1-of-1 SpongeBob pack? Yeah, okay, we'll get you some repacks. All right, so he's not even done. He might pull another card. Here we are. That's so crazy that happened. That's exactly what happened last time. Some random guy came in, accused us of repacking, and then we pulled a big hit like a pack after he said that. Here we are, okay. So we are about 50 minutes into the stream now. Soup. Should we clip that? Is that a clip? I don't know if that's a clip. I mean, the bunny girl's pretty sexy. Maybe that's a clip. I'll save that for Mike's side in case he wants to. I'm sure Mike's side is always looking for something to work on. Let's see. So, where's my clips channel? I hate looking for this. Ah, here it is, stream clips. The Discord is so large. All right, 27. It's got to be a psyop, mister. What do you pay these accusers? Yeah, it's all a psyop. I set the hit up, and then I call these guys in to make a false accusation so that I can pull the hit out right afterwards. It's a big setup. That's what you got to do these days. Are you ready? I wonder if somebody does do that, though. Like, I have a feeling some people use bots. Do you guys get that feeling ever, that some people are using bots? So I think some people use bots. That's another thing. We never use bots. Everybody in here is 100% real. We are. Everybody in this group is real. There are no fake viewers. We are. And I don't know if there's many people who have ever done it, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the past somebody has torn a pack open to make a video out of it, then put in a hit, sealed it up, and then open a pack and, oh my God, I did it. I pulled the thing, you know. That's a $450 card, says Mr. Brandon. Damn, that's good. That's so good. All right, and he still keeps all the other full arts, which can be pretty good as well. Okay, if you store those. Oops. Nightbot is real. I'm 3-Eye Atlas, guys. It's 3-Eye Atlas. When has that comet or asteroid or whatever passed by? Has it already done that? Has it already passed by? I'm going to Japan in a few weeks. I'm going to look for this set of cards. Cool, man. Well, let us know how it goes, Mr. Card Addict. We are. All right, here goes. So we got one box left after this. Again, this was nearly an $800 order. I see we have 19 likes. Can we get it up to 30 likes? Love to see 30 likes, everybody. So tonight, we have a new pack split. It is going to be Gym Heroes. What I'm going to do for our friend, Mr. CS Man, is I'm just going to grab another pack of Gym Heroes. And we're going to let this other one keep running, okay? Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll open this one, and then I'll put the other one in. But, we are. And we'll snip this. I also have to buy a new pack, too. I like to restock. What if the aliens come to Earth and are just obsessed with Pokemon cards after watching the hype? I'd say, no, you Gosh dang aliens. These are my cards. Boop. All right, what we got? We have this girl here. That's 1, 2, 3. I imagine aliens would be obsessed with our food. I think the aliens would be obsessed with our voluptuous women. They'd be like, oh, wow. This, very good. The only way you're ever going to get a girlfriend after the aliens land is if you can mog. Okay, so you better be mogging. Have you ever been to Japan? Sadly, I have not. I believe my wife would like to go to Japan. I never... Whoa, you got to be kidding me. Look at this. He gets a stamp card, and it's also really good. That's the bunny stamp card. So now he's got the signature and the stamp card. Wow. Yeah, these were a good round. Well worth the wait. Let's see. He's going to like this. I seen him get a tough round before in the... here it is. In the Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. You know, I was thinking about... I've got some Sneaker Bunko Volume 1. I was thinking about putting that up for sale. I was going to save it and open myself and grade it and list it for sale. Here's a problem, though. I've got some girl cards for sale, and they don't sell that fast. So I don't know if this is really a girl card channel necessarily. I got to get more guys in here who like buying girl cards. On the other hand, I could list it always onto eBay. So that's another option. It's just to eBay it. Okay. I don't think I'm going to sleeve all these. It's too much. This man got a triple R, a high-end Siggy, and an SSP. Yeah, it's so good. So far, so good. All the cards he's pulled have been decent. So he's sitting on a nice round for sure. Let's see. Ah! And here's another one. All right, he got this pink-haired girl. All right. This was a fat little box. Let me mention, if you're somebody who likes to open up Weiss Schwartz girl cards, we have many sealed cases of Sneaker Bunko 2. Many sealed cases of it. And the sealed case price is excellent. Very competitive price. Okay, here's this. Oops. Give me a second here. All right, here's this lady who's like got the microphone in her coochie or something. I like the, holy moly, I like the colors, not the women. You don't like women? Dude, even women like women. Here we are. And here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. And no, I'm not gay. You're not gay. Well, I mean, if you have to say I'm not gay. Even Cactuar Queen told me in a dream that she likes women. Here we are. Tossing this over here. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, let's grab this. Ooh, first edition. Ho ho. Okay, we're going to snip this. Oh. I just like cards, says Millwall. I like cards too. Cards with women on it. I'm lesbian, says Charles Black. Boop. How much SpongeBob do you have? A decent chunk. It's an interesting question. Here we are. I have some Crayon Shinchan card from that brand. Pretty good quality. Crayon Shinchan, huh? Do you have any SpongeBob cards? Yes. Snipping that. Actually, I have a really rare SpongeBob set. I have Top Series 1 SpongeBob. If I could find it, I could sell it to you. It wasn't even that expensive. But that would be considered like a really interesting pack to open these days now that there's been a modern reprint of the SpongeBob. Well, not a reprint, but a modern new set of the SpongeBob cards. There might be more interest in the vintage ones. So, I just like hearing Mr. talk while I sleep. Oh, my God. Here we are. Taco Bell needs collectible cards. All right. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's this lady with the hair. Konnichiwa! Oh, yeah. Here it is. I like watching SpongeBob. Here's a hollow. All right, this is the last box, and then we move on to the... What? What? Then we move on to the next order. Wow, this guy's killing it. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Okay. Here's a holo. A holo. And one more card. We've got this girl with the thick thighs. Very nice. There we have it. Now, that took us a while to get through. I'm sorry if the wait time is high. That was an $800 order. There we go. That was a big order, guys. Is that the big hitter for that box set? No, not necessarily. The Bunny Girl is probably the best pull. There we go. What's interesting about his pull rate is it's pretty high. And I think that's a result of combining two cases together. So what must have happened is the first case must have been hot, and I combined it with the fresh case, which it only had a couple boxes taken out of. So I don't know about you, but I think he did just fine. Oops. Look at that. Is that a triple R? Yeah, well, that's not triple R plus. Now, that's the good one. We like that one. That's a triple R plus. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. John Lucas. It's nice to see you get a big win. He needs a full-sized box now. That's what he needs now. He needs a full-sized box. Where can I get a full-sized box? Not over here. Tammy stole all my full-size boxes. I just know she did. Tammy said, I have plenty over here. So John Lucas shall graduate to a full-size box now. Pull down this box here. Toss this off to the side. What's the cheapest box in Nikke? Well, probably the Korean Nikke cards shown lower in the menu. Yes. Okay. They're pretty naughty. I'll get you those prices real fast. So they're at the bottom of the menu. Under other card set, Nikke Nivel Arena for $60 for the box. Then there's one that costs a little more for $80 a box. Okay. So this shall say John. And these were $108 a box, I believe. Okay, Mr. John. Just got your name on there real fast. Okay, see, it all goes in there. Now we need a little sticker. Put his name on the box. What's the best Nikke set with the best cards? Well, probably this set that he was just opening, which costs $108 per box. This is Weiss Nikke. You can see it under the Weiss part of the menu. Can we put this back where we got it from? Yes, perfect. All right, thank you for your patience with that big order, guys. Now we're going to move on to the next order. Okay, we're jumping back over here. We have Squid, Pokemon, Ruby, Sapphire, Torchic, Slab away. Okay. Off to Slab away. We're going to click on Edit, and Squid Pokemon goes down to $50. Okay, thank you. Good. Now we have an order. Joshua Whipple, box of OP13. I'm feeling lucky, he says. Box of OP13. That's this. This is Joshua Whipple. Tonight's a special night. It's a Thursday night, which really, what it really is a Friday morning. So Friday mornings can be pretty insane. All right, OP13. Running low on this, by the way. We've got a fresh sealed case of English ones to open. Completely brand new case. I need to look at the restock on the Japanese set. This OP13, huh? Okay. I think we're going to change the price on this tonight, as we are on the last case of it. Let's see, One Piece. What are we doing it for? So OPs from now on, OP13 shall move up in price by only 50 cents, leaving it at $96 a box. I have a funny feeling that we need to do that with that one. Okay, very good. How do I tell? Because the new sets come out and they're all the same price, but this is the one you want to open. So that's often a sign. Here's Shanks. Oh, yeah, Shanks. Okay. All right, Mr. Whipple, let's see if you get lucky. Japanese cards are always better, in my opinion. I like them a lot, too. They've been harder to sell because when you import them into the United States, you have to pay hundreds of dollars in taxes on them now. There it is. So now it's a little more enticing to stick with the English cards. I guess that's what those taxes are meant to do. They're meant to punish you for doing international product when you can sell product right here in America. Here's this. Here's, oh, not bad. Luffy leader, that's not bad. I sent right before you updated, says Mr. Zach. All right, here's this. Did you? Is that why my phone buzzed? You said after I updated. Here it is, Mr. Zach. Zach, I'll open it for you because you're Mr. Zach. No other reason. But here we are. Let's get it. You maybe were thinking about doing it, and then you heard I was changing it. Here we are. I know the timing because my phone buzzed after I'd finished. It is. Or maybe you'd already sent it, but maybe it took like a minute for it to do its thing. Here's this. All right. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. I hit send as you were mentioning it, at least on my stream. My bad. There we go. And there it is. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. It's a pattern I notice, not with you, but with everyone. Anytime I'm about to change a price on a item, I notice I'll get a price. Somebody will order it just then, and then they'll say, well, I changed it just before you mentioned it. And that's a very common thing, actually. All right, so what we got? We've got these two guys right here. Ooh, I can understand it when a price is about to change slightly. The urge to buy it goes up, I think. Ooh. I need to go do a quick research on it and understand if it was even necessary to change the price, or if actually, you know, if it's actually the same price to acquire it as it used to be. So that's for Mr. Joshua Whipple, right? Wait, who was it for? No, yeah, Joshua Whipple. We got it. If it's gotten more expensive every time, I need to have updated the price already. I'm looking for somebody who watches the stream really consistently, but does not purchase the cards really consistently. Somebody who doesn't buy very often, who would like to earn a little something every now and then for testing out my prices. We were having trouble with that earlier today, too. Actually, it's happened multiple times this week. So I'm very curious. Give me a second here. One Piece OP13 case. All right. We want to know a little bit more about the OP13 case and how it's been behaving. Let's see. Hopefully real cheap, right? Let's see. I don't know if this can be trusted. Okay, so here's this one in Japan. That looks really expensive. Let me ask my supplier directly. All right, so there we go. I don't actually know what One Piece OP13 should be priced at, so give me a moment here. And let me hit pause on this for a second. OP cranks out sets like crazy. I believe you. Another thing they tend to do, they tend to reprint sets as well. So they tend to reprint sets really consistently. So when it comes to One Piece, I actually prefer to keep the price really low because you can typically restock it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't really want to change the price on this. I'm betting it's fine. I'll find out what that guy has to say about the price on One Piece OP13. Do you guys think it's worth restocking though? I wonder if I should restock it if he offers me a price. So I've just asked him the price of an OP13 case. I'm trying to remember what was good about One Piece OP13. Let me go get some fresh boxes of it. I know Miss Sarah Dusenberry went pretty crazy on it, so that's a sign too. All right, here we are. I got this drink from like, I have this drink from like 2 days ago. Should I drink it? Look, it's this Lipton tea and it's already been opened. Should I drink it? How dirty could it be? All right. Ooh. No, wait, we already did Joshua Whipple. I was thinking of you, Zach. Wait, we can't do it right away. There's other people waiting. So we got to do it in order. All right. Darwin Morales, who has waited for a while for 8 OP11s. OP11s. Right, okay. So those are going to be in a different box. To be honest, I don't even see the box. I may have to stand up for this one, guys. Hold on. It's not possible for me to keep all of the inventory in here all at once. There's not enough space for that. That's OP14. This is EV3. I have to go get a box of OP11. I'll be back, everybody. Ow. Boy, it's crazy how bad things can get when it comes to the wait times, you know? One day you have a wait time that's totally empty. Another day you got an hour-long wait time. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, Mr. Mitchell was asking, how does he buy stuff live? Here we are. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mitchell? You still here? All right, I'm not getting a lot of time to price up any slabs, am I? Yes. Here we are. You know what'd be cute is if Karis could sit right next to me and price up slabs while we're live. There we go. Oh, this is the new stuff. This is Deltarune chapters 3 and 4. What are the big hitters on those One Piece packs? Always these big manga cards, but there can be other cards that are valuable too. This is Darwin Morales. 49 minutes in. Ooh. Picking up the Luffy. Okay. All right. That's a hollow. Oh, I dropped both of those packs. It's because the hit already came out. Let's see. Just kind of going fast a little bit. The mermaid. The sea urchin. This wizard-looking guy. This skeleton. And the king of the sea mermaid. Ta-da! All right. That is for Darwin Morales. Thank you, Darwin Morales. Let's try to find this bag. Here he is. He's in this big box. Ooh, that's super heavy. Is any of this expired? What's actually in here? It's not expired. It's all being used. Holy cow, man. It's just a lot of bags. Whole lot of bags. We're just as full as ever, guys. Did you get another case of Mega Dream? And is the price still 17? We did. We got 2 fresh cases, and the price is now 16. Back down to 16. We have a ton of Mega Dream, everybody. Ton of fresh Mega Dream. Okay, Darwin is done. Pat Gibbs is next. He ordered this 1 hour ago. 2 live customs. Mr. Pat, 2 live customs. Mr. Pat. Dang, dude, what a wait time. There's a role for Kara somewhere in this hobby. 1, 2, 3. Does she not like Pokemon? No, she thinks they're okay, but she's not like us. She's not like a rabid collector, you know. But I think she enjoys aspects of it. Like, it's generally a positive thing. Okay, we've got a, wow, that's actually really nice. That's like, I think, a perfectly clean poker card. And Palkia Hollow from the 25th anniversary. No luck so far, Mr. Pat Gibbs. I'm sorry to see that. All right, tough round. Pat Gibbs. All right. 7 boxes plus the new Mega will cause a line. Yeah, that's true. Okay, here's this. Well, also the fact that we had to reset the stream. I hate that we did that, you know, because that messes up our ranking in the algorithm really badly. Okay, we have a Grant Quan order for a Nido King break. First person in the Nido King. Okay. And that should go under the Mega Break bag. Here's a mango bag. We can throw this mango bag away. What's this? The pack split. The pack split. Well, wait, we need to keep one of these. Okay, throw that away. What about the bag we used for that Gengar? Is it gone? Oh, well. Okay, it might be gone. New bag. Mega. Oh, wait a second. He's not buying. I get it. I get it. There never was a bag because we do sublists. That's right. Here goes, Mr. Grant. First one in. That's the beginning of the new Mega Break. Here it is. Nido King. There he is. Pretty cool. He's going to take a while. He's going to take longer than that Gengar took. All right, now we're jumping over here. We're looking to hit refresh. He bought right in. He sure did. Well, he didn't buy in a full spot, no. What's this? 500 internal server error. I'm trying to do the website orders. Let's try this. Maybe it logged me out. Let me try this. Is the TheCardconomist website down? I think the website's down. What happens for you guys when you click on the website? Let me hit refresh over here. Ah! The website's down. That's not good. I'm going to have to get emergency website support from Karis, but we're not going to be able to do that right now because we have a doctor's appointment. I don't see your website on the live chat. Oh, right. Yeah, I probably didn't plug it in. Yup, it's down. Just checked. Oh, damn, dude. Well, who had an order on the website? Anybody? Lots of sites are down currently, says Cryptographic Lurker. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, so then we'll service the next order on this part of the queue, I think. We have Mr. CS Man. He's been waiting 59 minutes for a buyout of the pack split. All right, so give me a moment here. He bought out the pack split, and what that means now, the internet is sucking right now. Okay, as long as it's everybody and not just me, that would be bad if it was just me. So we're getting a fresh boosty of that gem, okay? Okay, hold on here. All right, good. All right, so it doesn't change the price for you guys. Okay, give me a moment. All right. Boop. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mariah Dale? He's asking, how do we order? You need to get to the description of the live stream. Let me show you that. The description of the live stream. I'm going to get on YouTube. Okay. And then you need to get to, here it is, our live. So check it out. Here we are. Okay. And up here is the 3 little dots that will lead to the description. So we'll click on that. And you can like the video from here. So we're going to like it. And now we're going to click on description. Okay. And we're going to click on more. Pull that up. So here's all the information. How to order, payment options, shipping prices, buyer agreement if you want to read that. Secret menu contains a whole bunch more product. And then just tons of product. Tons of it. All kinds of product. Enough product to make your head spin. That's how it works. When you send in an order, like on PayPal, you literally just add up what you want, click send, and then I get an email for that. And then that's your order. I work my way over to it. There's typically a line, a queue. CS Minutes here? I'm going to die, mister. Why are you in pain? What are you doing? Are you working out? We are? No, wait, you said this, didn't you? You said something. What was it that he said? I'm trying to remember what was going on. Okay. So you bought out the last pack split. I'm going to move this one up to $44 now. So that is not the same price as the last one. Oh, the wisdom teeth. I'm sorry about your wisdom teeth, man. That sucks. There it is. All right. I'm sorry, man. Are you ready, though? Ooh, maybe this booster pack will soothe your pain. Time to pull a hot one. If you pull a hot one, it'll definitely soothe the pain. If you pull a cold one, you'll be like, ah! You'll say, good grief. I hate opening these packs, dude. See, they got this special plastic on the inside. I hate it. Okay, let's just peel this back a little more. And, okay, get that like that as much as we can. There we go, we got it. Okay, so this is your holographic card right here. Let's keep it a secret. Okay, so we don't know what that is. And now let's look for that Misty together, shall we? So this is a rare card, by the way. That's Erica's perfume or some silly thing. Okay, Erica's all like, man. In the manga, Erica's a legitimate good guy. Team Rocket's trying to get her to work for them, but she's a good guy. All right, and she refuses to work for them. Okay, here is Dugong. Here's Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge was a bad guy. Here's Raticate. He was a straight-up fiend, stealing people's Pokemon like a Team Rocket member. Misty Psyduck, very good. If that grade's 10, that card alone probably going to be worth like $100 by itself. That's what's so crazy about these cards. Here's Goldeen, Rattata, Bellsprout. Come on, Misty's Tears. Oh my God, dude. Such a Pokeball tease. Oh, such a Diglett tease. All right. I saw that trainer thing at the bottom, and I was like, oh, it's a trainer. That could be it. That $1,000 Misty's Tears card. Now, keep in mind, it's only 1,000 if it grades 10. You need it to grade 10. That's so ridiculous. You got the wrong trainer. I'm never going to get this Misty's Tears. I'm done. It was so teasing, man. Okay, here's Eradicate. Now, hold your breath, because you still got to find out what your rare card is. This pack, not too bad. You actually pick up Misty's Psyduck. You'd be surprised how much that is worth in a 10. I'm telling you, it's really expensive. I'm sure it's probably like 100. Here it is. By itself. So, this is it, your holographic card. Are you ready? Come on. Ooh, Erica's Clefable. All right. Not as good as Rocket Scyther, probably, or Misty's Gyarados, but really not too bad either. In the manga, Clefable is actually a big deal. Clefable, like, defeats the Tri-Birds and Team Rocket. So, of course, we don't treat Clefable like it's super valuable ourselves, but, yeah, Clefable plays a big role in the manga. All right, there we go. This Misty Psyduck not looking too bad from the front. Looks pretty decent, actually. Okay. I'll take that, to be honest. It's really cool. So these two cards right here could do you well. Might be enough to get all your money back if they both graded 10. Let me see real fast with that. I'm gonna look it up for you. PSA 10, Misty's Psyduck Gym. Japanese. Well, let's not look up Japanese, because we don't even know if there's one available in Japanese. All right, we'll try buy now. And then let's try lowest price. Do you still do any grading? We do a ton of middleman grading. So it looks like there's only one Psyduck Gym for sale for $330, but it's first edition. Let me check sold. So I don't see any Japanese versions of the card having been sold. Japanese. It looks, oh wait, it looks pretty good. There's no Japanese ones for sale, and all the English ones are really expensive. Yeah, I would ask, if you can get this to grade 10, I would ask $100 for it. That's what I would do, okay? All right, let me get you a little top loader for this nice Clefable. Okay. Erica's Clefable. What is this music? It's just the other song, but slowed down. Vapor Buster. Okay. The centering on the old cards is awful. It can be pretty tough, but the centering on this is not too bad. A little thinner on the left maybe, but it might still have a shot at a 10. Same here, let's see. Yeah, this one's a little off-centered too, but it's not actually that bad. So they're allowed to be a little bit off-centered. So the only way to know for sure if they get a 10 is if you go test them. You got to have them tested. All right. CS Man hits. Honestly, the whole thing goes in here. I am in so much agony. Make sure you take, like, ibuprofen, I guess. Yeah, tooth stuff sucks, man. I've had a lot of dental work done over the years. I've learned from experience not to wait for dental work. Get it done early before anything goes bad. All right. Thank you for the big order. Beatrice Moniz, can I please get the Tag 9 Burger Chew Slab? I thought you'd never ask. Here it is. All yours. There you go. Okay. We have an order from... Oh my gosh, right after you order it, Mr. Jorge Jiren tries to order the exact same Pikachu. I am so surprised by that, because that had been up on the table for a little while, and no one bought it, and then all of a sudden, 2 people try to buy it. There it is. I'm so sorry, Mr. Jorge. You might have missed that. She might have snatched that up out of your claws or something. If I had another 9, I'd sell it to you. I don't think I have 2 of them. Let's see. I'm looking for you, okay? Yeah, I'm not seeing 2 of them. Look at this Clefable. This. Yeah, in the manga, there's this like high point in the story where they're fighting Team Rocket and the gym leaders who are evil. And they've created this device that takes the legendary birds and combines them into one vicious three-headed bird. And Trainer Green saves the day with her Clefable. Which the Clefable like evolves out of necessity. And then it uses Metronome, and Metronome's like this super powerful move or something. I can't keep these here. I've got no room for all this stuff, man. Let me put this like this. Hold on, I'm helping him. I'm looking for another McDonald's Pikachu for him. Here's a couple more cards that need pricing. It's that cool little Luffy card. Bet you this will sell. This Luffy card is an abandoned giveaway card. Somebody abandoned it. Why would you abandon a free card? Ooh, Raikou. Yeah, he's cool. I'm not running into another McDonald's PP-Chew. Got a couple of these, apparently. So that is a Japanese Shinji Kanda Duraludon. It's cool. It's not very expensive. It's like 30 bucks or something. If they don't release like a reverse holo version of that card, I think the only way to collect them in Japanese is as a non-holo. So I thought maybe there might be a little interest in it. As long as that artist continues putting out the hottest cards, it's probably going to be something you can always resell. Oh, I found another Pikachu, but it's a 10. I'm so sorry. I'm probably going to hoard that or offer it as a break with a markup on it. Okay. Nah, there's no more Pikachu 9s. I'm sorry, man. I looked. I really did. I gotta get rid of these guys. What do I do with these, huh? Alolan Executor. I guess I should sleeve them up. I think I was going to crack all these and regrade them, wasn't I? I probably should. I just don't think anyone wants to buy a 9.5. It's just how it is. I'll keep them right here. I mean, it's not 100% true. I've sold 9.5s before from Beckett. Because some people appreciate that they do regrade into 10s. But in general, it's hard to move those. By the way, did you guys know about this box break? I don't advertise it very often, but it's not canceled. This guy right here, you guys are aware of this one? Bowstyles box break? Yeah, that has not been canceled. Put this over here. Okay. All right, good. All right, so we looked. We did not find a Pikachu 9. We have an order of Mr. Mark J. Valerian. May you give away one in the daytime and one in the nighttime stream for the 2-tag 10 Japanese Umbreon from Terra Festival that you posted today. Really? I can do that if you like. One in the nighttime, one in the daytime. Wow. He just wants to do a ton of giveaways, apparently. Mega Evolution Sandshrew is a Shinji Kanda. Mega Evolution Sandshrew. Oh, yeah. That's a cool one, too. I think I had one of those once. I think I sold one. So Mark is doing some more giveaways for you guys. Okay. Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark. Let's put this here. Shoot out to Mark. Okay. So we did have this TCC giveaway running. Let's put another person on here at least. Ready? Matthew Wamari. Number 5. Matthew Wamari. And Temlet. Number 6, Temlet. And Isaac. Isaac Thomas. Let's put Mike's side on. And we'll put Alexis on. All right, there we are. I would put Mike's side and Alexis on a couple breaks. They never get to be on the breaks. Okay. So we're moving this off to the side, and we have these 2 Mark giveaways now. Okay, it's Mr. Mark. That's one way to get people to like you, you know, it's if every day you did like a $20 giveaway or something, or like once a week you did a $20 giveaway, it would be like, I know that guy. That's that guy who did all those giveaways. Okay, this shall say Mark. We're going to hit done on that. Mark is always given. How's Ancient Origins going? Not bad, not bad. You're talking about this one? We actually sold a pack of Ancient Origins outright today. Here it is. I'd like to see this fill up, though, because it's so close. And when it's done, we can host a different box break. It'll be nice. Maybe I shouldn't have it on the menu until the box break is done. What do you guys think? I put it on the menu because I thought, you know, maybe this will encourage people to see what's inside of it and be tempted to open the box break. But I don't know how effective that's doing. So let's pick a winner for tonight. We have Mr. No, You're a Towel. No, You're a Towel. No, You're a Towel. Boy, South Park is really disappointing me. I'm going to put Alexis and Mr. Mike's side on to this one. I feel like South Park has just been doing the same. Donald Trump has a small penis joke for like 6 episodes. Here we are. I don't feel like it's very original. Okay, Zach is next. Mr. Zach. Here goes. All right. They used to make episodes like the one with Tally. You want to get high? Or Hanky the Christmas Poo. Hanky the Christmas Poo. He loves me. He loves you. I like the Hexet episode. Toss that away. You ready? We're going to start sneeping. We're going to sneep this. Okay. I feel like it's not very subtle. I feel like you just basically have to strongly like agree with their political take or something, and that's it. And so it's just a political cartoon now. And I missed them because they used to make a variety of content, and it feels like this whole season is just like a political takedown. It is. Sneak. Let's say they were making a whole season where they did nothing but make fun of Democrats or something. Like they're making fun of Ilan Ohan or whatever her name is. And they're making fun of, I don't know, like AOC or something, or Bernie Sanders, whatever, right? I would still be like, man, can we get an episode that's just like not political? Can we get an episode that's just something like original, maybe? It's too much. Yes. They did that for Al Gore, the super ethereal guy. Yeah, you ready? All right. It wasn't like Al Gore, he was like one episode though, right? Super ethereal. It is. Ooh. That was like one episode a long time ago, and I didn't. No one was even talking about Al Gore. It was like an obscure thing. Yes. All I hear about in the news is Trump, 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 and then you turn on South Park and it's Trump, 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 Trump. Did you know he had a small penis? 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 It's like, wow, I can't stop laughing. I was like, oh my God, dude. You know? All right, here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's ho. They could change the name from South Park to the Donald Trump Show, and I think that's what's so difficult about it for me. I wish it was just South Park. There goes. Tossing over here. Ooh. Oh, so far so good. Ooh. Very nice. Here's a hollow. And a hollow. Like, remember they did the Japanese toilet episode? That was so fun. Oh. They did that Japanese toilet episode the other day. When was that? That was like 2 years ago almost, right? That was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. Here's a holo. Here's Squid Pokemon showing off all the emojis. Very nice. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Troll Trace. Remember Troll Trace? And, ooh. I have a few times, and it says I'm live currently. I noticed it on vertical streams. The vertical streams are delayed for me. The selected names show like 30 seconds before you say you're clicking in the stream. Huh, very interesting. Very good. Okay. Well, there's definitely a well, hold on. There's a delay from what I see on my computer and what shows up in the live chat. So I've always known that. With Nightbot doesn't like relay. What you're hearing is actually a Nightbot relay. So the fact that you hear me say it before it pops up in the live chat means Nightbot lags. All right, what time is it, by the way? 3:23? Okay, we're running low on time. Oh, yeah, one chef. I'm sorry, I don't know his name, Mr. Zach. Mr. Zach. Thanks, Zach. Scheduled programming. We are. All right. Very good. Okay. We'll pop this over here. Anything interesting going on in the news? I actually didn't check the news today. I didn't even have like a proper dinner tonight. I just had like some snacks, honestly. Zachary Sticks. Some beef jerky. I had some beef jerky tonight. All right. So we'll grab that. Good. There'll be 2 to 3 names selected sometimes before you write them the first one down. Oh, that's crazy. Here's Skeptile, Pipichu, and Taiwanito. So he's a 9. Can we get another 9? Here's a 6 point. Oh, that's the trade slab. Trade slab needs 3 more people. Who's got a trade they want to make? All right, cool. So there's a couple 9s. Let's put those in the 9s channel. Okay. The 9s and lower channel. Oh, the Mimikyu's already been entered. That's interesting. Take a picture. I'll check the news and see if there's anything crazy in a minute. It'd be fun if we had like a news guy. Okay. Apparently in the news, there's a guy out there buying all the Kabutops up, and it's making them increasingly expensive. All right, so the website is down, right? It looks like it is. Let's see. Oh, it's back up, actually. Let's go to orders. Website just popped up for me, everybody. Surprised there's no Pokemon episode. Here we are. Here we are. So right. So we had Mr. Shahir, who did a really nice thing, and he paid for his prismatic evolution boosters that I opened too many of. Wow, what a class act. And as a result, I put him into this break over here, the 200K break. Put him on the direct break list. So I put him right there. You're not really able to buy into that thing, but I'm able to hand out favors if you're like really nice. Underpants gnomes. Right, profit. Question mark? Profit. Okay, let's see. So the queue is empty finally, and we can work on things. Whew. I'm tired, man. I'm ready to go to bed. Here is Magikarp, Snorlax, and Hydrapple. I think we're ready to take a picture of this. This is kind of a cute thing. Look, this one says Heat Wave Arena, and this one says Hot Wind Arena. Huh, why is that? Heat Wave and Hot Wind. I mean, it's the same set. I guess they just decided to have it one way, and then they decided to change it. This would be a cool pair to sell together. I'm gonna pair them together so that they don't get separated. Oops. Price up slabs. There we go. So 34 and 45. This is going to say times 2 pair. And it's, let's do 45 and 34, which is 79. Okay, $79 for that. Good. Here's an interesting card, this Dark Gloom. I'm surprised I sent this. I mean, it's in such terrible condition. I can't believe I sent that. Why did I send that? So weird. Okay, let's grab this. Okay. Very nice. Very, very. Give you a chance to buy this for $10. Okay, lovely. We have a lightning break. I'd love to see the lightning break wrap up. Here it is. So that's the Knockdown lightning break. We need 3 people to join. That's Pokemon Center Knockdown lightning break. Very cool. Great artwork. Beatrice is in there. We're waiting for 3 more people to join that, and then that's over. Okay, let's see. So here are some of those Shinji Kanda Duraludons. Why didn't I send that? Comes to a 4. Oh, that's why. Dang, mister, why eyes are green tonight? What? Whose eyes are green? Let's see. Who's got green eyes? Oops. Okay. All right. Micron is exiting the consumer RAM market. That's the top news story. Micron. Ooh. That's kind of cool, isn't it? The Duraludons are cool. I was hoping one of these would get like a nice pristine grade. Okay. And let's grab this. All right. So these are pretty affordable. I don't know what this music is. It's creepy. Let's take a picture of all 3 of them together. It's really cool looking. So this should be under the All Slabs channel. Okay. It's cool sending them in pairs of 3 because if you take a picture of them all together, it looks really nice. So way down here, we're going to say Umbreon sold, Umbreon sold. So 2 of the Umbreons are sold because Mr. Mark bought them to hand them out to you guys. How nice is that, man? Now we've taken a picture of these. Let's take them down. Duraludon shall go in the A box. I don't like this music one bit, man. Sounds like he did not make as good of music over here. Old Wooden Rafters. I skipped ahead to a different song. So, we have a Mr. Zach order. He says he'll take a box of the OP14. Here it is, OP14. Ta-da! All right, OP14 it is. What a gent. Mark's definitely a gent. Did I update this for him? I did not. So, he is up to 150. Okay, so that's 150. University of Oklahoma teacher was placed on leave pending a formal review of a religious discrimination complaint. Really? Yes. What did she do? Very nice. Snip number 1. And snip number 2. Snip number 3. All right. Snip number 4. And snip number 5. Here we go. More like, what did the student do? Used religion as a shield after not writing a proper paper. There it goes. I'm living in the future. I think everyone should immediately be forced to become Muslim. You ready? Mr. Zach. What do you think, Zach? Here we are. Here's a hollow. All right. Level 1 politics is when you say something like, well, America was founded by Christians and it used to be all Christian and we should all be Christian. Level 2 is when you say, well, maybe we'll become a secularist society and everyone just gets to practice their own thing. Level 3 is when you force everyone to join a new religion. You got to get into that authoritarianism. It is. Which religion would be most useful to the state? I say we force everyone to be Confucius. Here's, ooh. Oh, Sharia law, baby. That's right. We are. Ooh. All right. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Yeah, can we import 80,000 people into my backyard tomorrow? Here's this guy. Ooh. Here's a hollow. Which country? Whichever one needs the most welfare. Set this here, please. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a ho-ho. Look at this lady with the hat. Here's a hollow. Very nice. And, whoa, it's maybe crocodile, it looks like. I think that's crocodile. Teacher gave the student a 0. Oh, that's rough. How are they even gonna make students write anymore when they can just use AI now? I mean, how's school gonna work? Like, all of education is gonna have to be like live grading or something. Like, step number 1, they're gonna have to make sure that everyone gives up their cell phone. Step number 2, they're gonna have to have like an overhead camera to make sure nobody can cheat. And then step number 3, all of your work must be done live. That's all I can think, because nowadays, I mean, the computer is going to be so good at writing papers that sound like you're writing at this point. You know, well, I don't know. They'll probably fight back against it a little bit at a time. It is. Maybe AI companies will be forced to make it harder to cheat or something. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's going to be in the future. It's all going to be like this. Write a 5-page paragraph about blah, blah, blah. And you have like an hour to do it, and you have to do it in class. There you go. Very good. Everyone is already dumb. There is already anti-AI stuff. I'm sure there is, but I bet you it doesn't work. Anyone who works hard enough to cheat will figure it out. Of course, at that point, you have to wonder, if you're going to work so hard to cheat, why not just work hard on a good grade? Okay. Very good. During COVID, there was a level of live grading at university. In-class assignments are super popular. Yeah, that's going to be it from now on, isn't it? Okay, that goes in here. King of Scon's going to go over here. It has to be done because it's like everyone's just going to cheat now. All right. It's how it's going to be. Oh, yeah, we got all the orders done. There are no orders in the queue if you guys want to open anything at all tonight. The new mega break is Nido King. He's got a long way to go. He's a really good copy, though. He has a really nice one. And then here's the pack split. Oh, yeah. So this pack split, 44, 10 out of 10. So those have been replenished. The lightning break, knocked out. He's the closest break to finishing. Jump into that lightning break. You can buy a half spot in there for 20 bucks. Have you guys considered that? If you told me you wanted to put 20 bucks into a knockdown half spot, I'll let you do that. Fine with me. And what do we have here? We got a 9 Electivire. Let's find some more 9s then. Here's an 8.5. And here's an 8.5. Okay. That's a bummer. 8.5, huh? Man, I feel like that's some tough-ass grading, dude. How could this not have been like a 9? It looks and feels like a 9. I don't know about that. That's really tough. There's a point where I feel like tag grading is literally harsher than PSA. Okay. All right. Good. Finish the trade break. Anyone can finish the trade break. Feel free. It's $6 per spot. You can just trade in cards for it. Cards you don't want. It needs to equal about $6, the trade. It's a nice little slab. All right, let's just find out what a Dark Golduck PSA 8 is selling for. Probably like 35 bucks, right? That's my bet. Dark Golduck. I feel Tag Grading Company gives so much cards at this point, they just don't care to fully grade a card. Well, I think that's probably... That's not something you can prove. I don't think they get that much, do they? It says about $34 for the Dark Golduck. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and on the Potion Energy, I'm going to choose my own price of $16. Okay, Potion Energy. Dark Golduck. Nice. Can I trade in some of my stuff for the trade break for the rest of the spot, says Mr. Mark. That's Mark J. Valerian, right? Okay, let's go find that, Mr. Mark. Mark 808. Go grab your bag. All right, let's see how many spots are left. Oop, that's not it. What did I just do there? Oh, here it is. So there's the Mark giveaway. Okay, Mark, there's 3 spots left. So that's a total of $18, or each trade needs to be worth about $6. All right. So I can take hollows off your hands all day long. So there's some hollows. $6 a hollow is going to be a pretty big chunk. Okay, didn't see a chunk in there. All right, let's see. Oh, it's third chance. You could also give me 1 spot to Cactuar Queen. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. So let's see, Mr. Mark. So I can't really trade you Yu-Gi-Oh spots for it because I don't do Yu-Gi-Oh too much. Let's see. Let's see. Here we are. Here we are. Here's some interesting Magic the Gathering. Technically, you can trade the Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just that the trade rate won't be as effective. Set that there. Okay. Little Umbreon here. Some EXs. All right. Okay. Drampod. Drampa. I can't trade these. These are too junky. All right, that's some tops. You might want to hold on to your tops, I think, right? There we go. I actually have a ton of the tops anyways. So we can just put these back in the back. So technically, these are tradable. I just wouldn't want them as much, so the trade would be pretty uneven. Trans teacher gave the student a 10 for defending biblical gender norms in an essay. Oh, that's real touchy. There it is. It's like you're making an argument with the teacher about their own lifestyle. Eesh. Like, you know you're not supposed to do that, but the teacher's supposed to be impartial, and they're just supposed to, like, grade your actual, like, the style of your argument and all. That's not good. I feel like if I was a teacher and a student came at me like that, I would be too smart to get in trouble for that. I'd be like, pull yourself out of it. Don't lose your job. This stupid kid will go on to somewhere else, and then they'll be somebody else's problem. You know, that's how I am in general in life. Okay, you got to be able to put up with some bullshit. You know, no matter what's going on, no matter what side of the argument you're on, you got to be able to put up with some bullshit and move on with life. Very critical skill. The ability to put up with BS, sort of like focus or self-control, you know. Okay, so here's all these. And what were we putting in this? Okay, good. So, Mr. Mark, you got two different baggies now. One baggie has Yu-Gi-Oh! And Friends. And the other baggie, oh, that's a full baggie, actually. Actually, we could remove this. The other baggie is Pokemon. Yeah, okay. Let's see. The topic was gender norms and how they affect popularity and bullying. Oh, really? So the teacher chose the subject? Or was it the school's curriculum? Because that sounds like the teacher would have chosen the subject. The school would have steered clear, I assume. Yeah, I mean, if you're Christian, like full-on Christian, not like the New Age, you know, popularity, prosperity, New Age Baptist, or whatever the hell it is. If you're like old school Christian, like Orthodox or just old school, then yeah, it's like, yeah, God thinks you're an abomination. That's the way God talks. If you look into the Bible, God's not very forgiving. He's like, yeah, you're the worst. He's like, I'm going to destroy this place over here. I think it's called Sodom and Gomorrah. So he is not super chill at all. And then in our modern society, we kind of twist him a bit to make him more palatable to 2025. That's what we do. We twist him about. We say, well, you know, actually, he's a really chill dude. He's cool at parties. He's not. No, he's not. He is, because you're saying he is, but not based off of Scripture. Not based off of all the hardcore things he says in Scripture. He says some horrible things. We are. Very nice. So these are cute. These hollows. This is Korean cards. They're very junky. Okay, you got all these. Jesus hype in 2025 is real. I've seen those like new weird, like the church is like a big auditorium, and they got like mega screens, and the Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya. You know, they got all the weird Christian rock and all that crap. No way, dude. That stuff's so weird. Very, very culty, very sort of like, I'm in my Jesus Christ era. It's like, oh my God, dude. This house is not blasphemy or something. But I stay away from all that stuff anyways, so it doesn't matter to me anyways. Either way, it doesn't matter. Ooh, little dragon capture jar. All right, well, you got some stiff. I'm trying to remove your cards that you probably don't want, like this balloon. You probably don't want that balloon, right? She's nice. Helioptile, I don't know. Might not want Helioptile. Okay, you probably don't want this trainer. You probably don't want this guy. Trainer. Here's a Raikou. He's kind of nice. I'm going to let you keep that one. Here's Gardevoir, Gibble, Togedemaru. We're effectively just clearing the junk out of your bag, right? We'll take this out. Why not? We'll take this out. Here's a Drampa. I don't think you care for Drampa, to be honest. Who cares for Drampa? I don't think many people want Drampa. Okay, and here's this dog, and you keep all your Pikachus and Roaring Moon. All right, so look what I've done here. I've kind of whittled this down to, like, good Pokemon. And Dragon Caption Jar can go into your Yu-Gi-Oh! Bag. Okay. So here's what I'm offering for the trade right now. Your Hollows, and these guys for 2 spots. You still need to trade for 1 more spot. How does that sound? So you got these EXs. Okay. Tons of EXs these days, and the Hollows. So this would be me buying these from you for like 12 bucks, basically. You can have the balloon. I suspect you're going to say yes to this because I don't even think it's a very good deal. There it is. But if you don't want that trade, if you want a different trade, let me know. And I'll get one card for you, a one for Cactuar Queen. Okay, let's see. Did my music stop? Wait a second. I feel like back in Jesus' time, God showed himself to his people a lot, but yeah, he didn't believe. Well, you know, so you know me, I'm pretty agnostic about it all, right? I need evidence and all that. I can send a payment for the last spot. Well, if you wish, we can still trade from this pile over here, but you'll get a better rate now. Well, if she pulls it, I'll write that you gave it to her. And then, Mr. Mark. Okay, now, so you've got 2 of the spots covered for the trade break. Now we need a $6 trade, and it can come out of here if you wish. So maybe what I can offer to do is take some of the weird ARs off of your hand, maybe like ones you don't want. Like here's Knackle Stack. He's probably pretty hard to sell. You got like SR. I don't know how you value these, but like Helioptile or Heliolisk or whatever. Ninjask, he can be pretty hard. And this guy right here. So I'd be willing to take just these 4 cards for the last spot. What do you think? That puts them a little over $2, or a little over, just under $2. There we go. Which is pretty good considering this is just a holo. Those are Japanese ARs, and they're not the popular ones. So I'll prepare this in case you say yes. I'd love to see you pull this Crocodile. Someone's going to pull it. Sent in payment for the last spot to give to Cactuar Queen. Okay, so we can do it that way. All right, so you'll keep all of those hits. And I'll put these back into your bag. Okay, but you're in the future, if you ever want to do that, you're welcome to do that. And we'll have a new trade break in a minute. All right. Mr. Mark. So you got a much more reasonable sized bag there. And now the trade break is over, everybody. The end of the trade break. Is Tammy watching tonight? I don't think she is. So I will jump over here. Why is it ending? So it's not continuing to play our songs anymore when they end, even though they're in the playlist. So weird. Oh, I'm having like some joint pain in my leg, probably from sitting so damn much. So what channel is it? Here it is. So over here in the Breaks History channel, we're going to say trade Crocodile completed 103 minutes. Here goes. I'm here. Oh, you're right here. I'm here. How's it going tonight, Timmy? Staying frosty? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is a total of 10 spots for the pretty desirable vintage Crocodile. What did I get for that? Some holos, some EXs, maybe a card or 2 that might actually be worth grading, but mostly junk, to be honest. Mostly junk. Okay. But yeah, so you saw how I was making an offer there. If you guys were watching that, we can do that with a lot of cards. Okay. All right. OpenAI is internally testing advertising in ChatGPT. Really? Advertising in ChatGPT? Yeah, I mean, I guess they need they need some sort of way to make money. Advertising is a main way. Give me a number. Did the music stop again? I'm really confused. Let's hit refresh. Hey, what's up, Mr. Apex? 212. All right, you ready? So we just flip this over, and whoever gets this top card has the Crocodile. It's you, Mark. Mark is always so generous. Look at that, guys. He pulled the Crocodile. How lucky. Very cool. Okay, so thank you, everyone, for your trades. Mark took 3 spots and actually pulled the Crocodile. He even gave one of the spots away. How about that, dude? That's like an upgrade. I mean, that's a major upgrade. You basically, all you did was give up cards that a lot of people donate anyways, and now you have a Crocodile. worth probably like 60 bucks. Pretty good. You can give it to the queen. Are you sure? I'll do it. That changes the nature of your donation from $30 to $60. That would mean $210 donation so far for December. That's too much, man. I'll do it if you want. I feel like the Poke Gods were trying to give it to you. So we're gonna say from Mark J. Valerian to, I'm trying to remember. I'll write down Cactuar Queen. Okay, Cactuar Queen. So Cactuar Queen, when you ship, leave a note that you have a slab in your YouTube name. Okay, so there it is, to Cactuar Queen. My autocorrect messed up. Are you sure? It is. All right. Very good. Whew. What an exciting end to the trade slab. We need a new trade slab now. Here's a nice one. I like this Tyranitar. Here's the water energy from... Oh, that's interesting too. Here's the Charizards. Here's a Coughing. Here is a Moltres. That's an interesting one. Moltres 9. Wow, so this is just not working. What if I hit shuffle? No, shuffle is on. Why is it not playing the music in a row anymore? Why did it stop doing that? Guess I'll come back up here. Maybe if I click play on this, it'll work again. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have an order from Mr. Mark, who says, give a spot to Miss Cactuar Queen. Okay. You've got cash, you've got cash, you've got cash. PayPal saying that the orders have been coming through from the website. That's good, right? So we are able to choose a new card for the giveaway slab. And kind of the goal with the trade slab has just been to pick something that's kind of on the goofy side, something junky. Maybe we should always have 2 trade slabs. I like this Bulbasaur. He's really cool. So he's $40. I'm going to go in and say that the Bulbasaur sold. He shall be the next giveaway, not the giveaway, trade slab. All right, let's see. I'm thinking about having 2 trade slabs. Let's see. Do 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 do. Wow, his music was so catchy in the past. All right, so this is the Bulbasaur, and this is going to be trade 1. I'm thinking about having 2 trade cards. What do you guys think? Would that be crazy? No, I think that's a bad idea. I think that's a bad idea because it would stop people from wanting to trade into one slab. It would probably make the least popular trade slab move much slower. Think about it. That trade slab would get stuck. Okay. There it is. New Bulbasaur trade slab. Georock? Is that Moltres upside down? Sort of. That's the way it's meant to be drawn. Pretty strange, huh? That's a Shinji Konda card for those who didn't know it. All right, so far there's no orders in the queue on this lovely Thursday night. We've had a pretty insane Thursday. I think our sales are probably close to 4,000 today. What do you guys think of that? Not bad. So Thursday has been a pretty active day, and yeah, I could log off right now if I wanted to. Here's Clefable. Ooh, that's a nice Clefable. Is there any slab I haven't priced up that you guys saw that you went, ooh, when you saw it? Here's a pristine Iona. I want to grab some of these. Okay. And where'd I put my sleeves? Here they are. In Afghanistan, reportedly, a 13-year-old was forced by the Taliban to kill a convict after the convict killed 13 members of the boy's family. Bro, what? So the boy was basically told to get revenge. Is that what you're saying? Like he was forced to take revenge on the man? Man, they're probably so tough over there. We're all weenies over here. We could never do that. I hate how soft our justice system is. I hate it. I hate that a guy can murder someone and we 100% know that he's the person who did it. Like there's video evidence or something. And that person isn't just like, I don't know, like hung in the communal square. Instead, we spend like a couple $1 million keeping that guy on death row for the rest of his life. And then there's still like groups of people fighting to set him free. I hate that. I hate that. I feel like our society's gone, I don't know, soft to the point that it's not good. You know what I mean? We've gotten too forgiving, which doesn't sound like it's possible, but it seems to me like it is. Because for me, justice is like, the way justice should work, you know, if you kill somebody, what would be just for the victim is if you are put to death. That's actual justice. The victim gets something that is fair for them. We are. But we just don't do that. We're like too nice or something. I don't know what happened. We're just crazy nice. Maybe it's because I had a really tough childhood, or maybe because I had to like kind of work my way up to having a decent life. Like I kind of came from poverty. But I got a little bit of a rough skin myself over all these years. I hate to see that, dude. I hate to see like the guy who set the girl on fire. What the hell? Like it's so severe how bad that is. Who pours gasoline on someone and sets them on fire? And why are we not like medieval Britain and just hanging that dude already? Like, just get it done already. No, no, no. Put him in jail for millions of dollars. Put him in jail for millions of dollars. Please spend millions of dollars. Could I please spend millions of dollars on this guy? I would love, because that's what it comes out to, by the way, if you didn't know that. I would love to spend millions of dollars on him. If we could just, I don't know, spend millions of dollars on him, that'd be great. Oh my gosh, please government, bend me over and make me pay for this guy to live in jail forever till he's dead. He's dead whether you kill him today or whether you kill him 50 years later. But in the 50 years later scenario, you get to pay millions of dollars to keep him alive. It's just nuts to me. It's just so nuts. It's like, oh my God, dude. Mr. Lurkin says we're way too soft. I can't figure it out. Is it the grandmas? Who's voting for it? It's got to be like grandma or something, right? No, he could be saved. It's got to be somebody who's way too soft, because it's not me. I'm a dude. I'm an angry dude, and I'm like, chop this guy to pieces already. And there's got to be somebody who's just like, no, that would be mean, or something like that. It's like, bro, he poured gas on someone and set them on fire. He's out. No, you've got to spend millions on him. You've got to. Like, it's like a double insult. He sets someone on fire. He's been out of jail 70 times. He sets a girl on fire. And then you have to pay him to sit in jail. You pay for that. It's like $100,000 a year. A lot of people don't know that. I'm trying to teach people that. Did you know that? How many of you guys knew that? In places like New York and California, it costs about $100,000 a year per prisoner. Did you know that? That's where your tax money goes. You can't afford a house? Too bad. Pay for this guy to sit in jail. This guy who should not exist, because he chop him to bits, dude. Get him out of here. I hate to sound heartless and all that, but I do think there's a point where we're too soft. And so if you hear my words coming out and you're like, oh, I don't like that. Like it makes you shrink. Maybe you like shrink away from that sound. You're like, yuck, you know. I'm telling you, you're the soft one. It's you. You're the one that will let this guy just keep walking around or something. Oh, no, man, we can't do that. He just needs a hug and a social worker and a couple $1 million. Wow, man, what happened? Societies used to be so tough, man. He just needs a hug. He doesn't. It's a philosophy. It's a philosophy that some people can have something innately wrong with them that you can't fix. There's no social worker that's going to fix that guy. It's not a social worker situation. And then it's the next part where it's like, you're so altruistic. You're like, look, we just went from 60 viewers to 58 viewers. You're so altruistic that you'd rather pay for this guy to live instead of getting justice for the victim. What about the victim? The victim deserves justice. The victim's going to be like, oh, I forgive him. And the society's going to like clap or something like that. It's going to be some weird thing, dude. Every time, dude. It's so freaking weird. It is. Give me that Old Testament justice. That's right, Isaac. Bring back the Old Testament. Give me some Old Testament justice already. Some cowboy justice or something. Holy, dude. If I could just spend millions of dollars on this guy to sit in a room and produce nothing, that'd be perfect. Oh, I don't know why I can't afford anything. Oh, I don't know why the streets are so dangerous. Quick, let everyone out of jail. What? I can tell you why. Because you're letting everybody out. There you go. Free my mans. He did nothing wrong. He sets a girl on fire. It's like, oh, well, actually, that wasn't so smart, I guess. Yeah. You think? Now we have evidence. Now it's in front of your eyes and you have to deal with it. You know, that's the problem now. Society goes through so many experiments. We're doing so many experiments these days, you know? So many experiments. It's like the country already knows what it's like to live a good life. So now we're testing out, how do we live a bad life? If my daughter could just be set on fire while she's in the train, that'd be great. Let's try that out. It is. Here we go. That'd be fine. That's some guy's daughter. He couldn't protect her. She was out on the train. Crazy, dude. Or like this big scandal in Minneapolis, the $1 billion scandal. If we could just import a bunch of people that then do a welfare scam, that'd be perfect. Maybe like tomorrow. Let's do that right away. God, it's crazy, man. I think people want the chaos. I feel like people want it. They're bored. They're like, if we could just, it's way too nice over here. I'm bored. Let's screw it all up. There you go. We don't have enough problems. Let's bring some in so that we have something to do. I swear to God, it's got to be something like that. Self-hatred, a love for chaos, no financial wits, bored. You got to have something bad going on around you so you feel stimulated or something, you know? It's got to be some combination of things, right? All right, let's see. All right. Just one bullet. I like the thing. Doesn't it cost around 50 to 60K to house each inmate? So, Mr. Lurkin, it depends on what state you're talking about. Let me show you real fast. Let's ask AI. I want you to give me a list of the total costs per inmate in jail per state. All right, so check this out. Missouri is pretty cheap, actually. It's like $35,000 or something. The state of Missouri's got one of the best cost of livings in the union. But there's people, you know, California, New York, Illinois, and those places are a little nicer, a little more forgiving. And, you know, like the burning of the girl, I think that was New York, right? Or the girl there was another girl who just got assaulted by a homeless dude who was let out of jail like 16 times. I don't know if you guys saw that one, but he walks up, he like smacks her on the ass real hard, and then he like grabs her by the hair and like throws her to the ground. And he does this right in front of a crowd of people. And he had just gotten out of jail for like sexual assault. And it's like, so he 16 times, 16 arrests, and they just keep letting him out. Then he attacks a girl right on a camera. And it's like, Jesus, dude. He just needs a hug, probably. If we could just give him a hug, problem solved. Like, we have 52 viewers now, so 8 people didn't like what I had to say there. They said, I'm not listening to this. Mr. Pat, we're going to get your order. I'm just waiting for this to load. Man, this is taking forever to load, man. ChatGPT is slow sometimes. All right, so average annual state prison cost per inmate. All right, so check this out. So if we're opening it up, it varies pretty widely. So I'm seeing some for 20,000. Missouri's 22,000. So it wasn't 30, it's 22. But Minnesota, that's a place in the news a lot, right? 41,000. And then, let's see, states not on this table. How this compares to more recent data. Let's see, is New York on the list? New York. So New York, 70,000. I take it back. It's not 100, it's 70. Where's California? California, 64,000. All right, so I was exaggerating. So California is 64,000 per year, right? So 64,000. Let's say a guy gets 20 years in the state of California. He gets 20 years. So for a guy to get 20 years in California, and some of you guys are from California, you pay this much money for that guy. So he goes from just being like a murderer or like a R-wordist to being your $1.2 million problem. You have to pay for it. Isn't that insane? 1.28, and that's probably is a conservative estimate, you know. Cost of everything's going up. Money's more valuable because everything's getting more expensive. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get it, Mr. Pat. We're going to hit refresh over here. What's up, Mr. Andy Man? The only reason, by the way, the only reason we're having our fun little conversation is because we are out of orders. So Mr. Pat just placed an order. We are. That's what we do. We'll sometimes we'll have a little ranty wanty if we got nothing to do. All right. So how many of you guys are from California? Anyone here from California? Mr. Pat, here it is. What we got, Mr. Pat? Oh, you're having some tough luck on the live customs, man. How many of these we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16, okay. Living in Hemet, California. That's ridiculous. That's why prisoners are being let out of prison so easily. Well, so, and that could be part of the argument, yeah. So the state could look at it as, well, if we let them out, we'll be able to meet our state budget better because we can't afford this. We can't actually afford to have people locked up. Which is why one of the solutions that I propose is that states like California, Illinois, and New York take their prisoners and export them to a state like mine, Missouri, where it's very cheap. The cost of a prisoner in Missouri is $22,000 a year. So if we took a big empty plot of land in Missouri and built like a statewide penitentiary or whatever it would be called, you know, the states that have really expensive, you know, jails can just export all their prisoners to Missouri. And Missouri's got extra work, and places like New York and California actually save money doing that. They save quite a lot of money. And in fact, I don't even think it's cheapest in Missouri. It's probably cheapest in a place like West Virginia, or it's probably West Virginia. Let's see. In West Virginia, they spend... West Virginia... No, West Virginia is more expensive than... Oh, here we go. Oklahoma is $16,000. Louisiana is $16,000. Wow, that's cheap. Alabama's the cheapest. They spend just about $15,000 per prisoner. So if you guys told your politicians what to do and you said, hey, we don't want to pay all this money for criminals, export it to Alabama, and then Alabama opens a big jail, like a nationwide jail, then everyone just exports it to Alabama, 20 years in Alabama rather than 20 years in California. Think of the money saved. It would be incredible. And this is something that your politicians could do. They probably just don't want to do it. In fact, one of the reasons they might not want to do it is because somebody who runs the jail would then be jobless. So the guy who runs the jail, he definitely doesn't want to lose his job. But that would be the smartest move. It would be even smarter if we could export them to another country. So in another country, the cost of keeping a prisoner for 50 years could be like $1,000 a year. So if you took like a super murderer and you exported him to our good friend Mexico, and you say, hey, keep this guy in jail for us. Maybe El Salvador, I don't know. You say, here, keep this guy in jail for us for 50 years. He's a mass murderer. $1,000 a year, $50,000. Compared to what, like $1 million? Easy decision. So we got to be smart with our money that way. All right, so one of the things I wanted to do was take the number 400 and divide it by 25, which gives us 16, okay? That's what I was looking for. There are prison lobbies. That money doesn't just disappear. Yeah, exactly, prison lobby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I want to start getting the new Mega Dream Packs in this as well. Get it real mixed up. Germany sounds like UK. Too many people not working and spending taxpayer money. Oh, is that Mr. Let's see. He says in Germany we pay 50 billion euro for not working people each year. Woo! Yeah, and so this I've talked about this very subject. I've talked about how when you have a very, very generous welfare state, it seems like you're just being a loving, kind person. But what you actually do is you incentivize people not to work. You give them a motivation to not work. You say, here you go. Why get a job and lose all these benefits when you can just stay home and receive a ton of benefits and maybe get money under the table doing like a side job, maybe some illegal even. So, you know, ultimately it causes problems. There's an amount that makes sense, and then there's an amount where it's too much. And the question between the left and the right is always how much is too much. And to be honest, one of the things you really get with an extremely generous welfare system, you get a bunch of people from other countries who don't work in their country, and then they come over to Germany for the free stuff. So, you know, and that's really unfair for immigrants who come in and work very hard. But you get people who come in and say, I'm not going to work. I don't know the language. I don't have any skills. But I know you have a lot of generous welfare. And if you don't take care of me, you're racist. Here it is. That's always the argument. Go straight to that because it's an effective argument. It works. It works. People are very scared of that. They don't want to be called that. It's like, oh no, here, take all my money, please. All right, let's see. So this Blastoise, okay, cool. He's going to be priced in at 400. Okay. Hey, Mr. Just checking if you put me in the Gengar with my credit. What's up, Mr. Gabriel? I believe we did before we signed out. Here he is. The Gengar. The Mega Gengar, right? It was the Mega Gengar, wasn't it? Oh, no. The Legendary Gengar. I haven't done it. So your money's here. We're going to do that for you right now. Okay, but give me a minute. Okay. You earn $1,000 each month for doing nothing, and your flat gets paid. Imagine you do some illegal stuff and earn money. It's like a dream. Yeah, and for somebody, that's exactly how it's working. They're earning cash. They're getting paid in cash, whether it's illegal or not. And so they're getting $1,000 from the government, and they're getting no house bill, and they're still making money, but it's cash, so you can't track it. You can't catch them doing it. And no, it's wrong, man. There it is. So you have instances like that. You have that occurring. Let's grab this. Look at that. We got 49 viewers now, guys. Yeah, let's see. All right, let's grab this. People don't want to talk about this kind of stuff, in my opinion. They don't want to hear about it. So here's the hat person. Okay. In a few years, I will left Germany. Nice, dude. Where are you trying to get to? The UAE? I hear, you know, I was watching a video on a guy with like the best aquarium. It was like some gigantic in-home aquarium, and he was in UAE, right? And so I clicked on the video, and I was surprised to discover he had a British accent. So he was a British guy, and he had moved to UAE, but he's a British guy. And I wonder how many guys from Britain are doing this right now. They're just moving to the UAE to get out of having to pay absurd amounts of taxes, right? Should we change the topic? No, I don't mind. I don't mind if we lose a couple of viewers. It really doesn't bother me. Here's Lugia. Lugia. So we'll start popping these in here. But really, I can talk about anything you guys want to. But this is a subject, the whole jail thing, that's a subject I talk about a lot. Because A, I feel that we're too nice. B, I feel that the victims don't get justice. And C, I feel we waste extreme amounts of money with the jail system, and that needs to be changed. And maybe talking about it a little bit will help other people talk about it too. You know, when you're voting or when you're thinking about, you know, being active in politics. It is. All right. I feel like men and young men in particular should get more active in politics, make their voices heard. I think we're kind of, I don't know if we're scared to get involved or we don't like the idea of getting involved or whatever it is. That was a nice card, huh? And what we do maybe is we sit on the sidelines a little bit, but I think young men should get more involved. It is. I think the people who are really, really, really involved are people who are just kind of like at home bored, maybe like grandmas, basically. So I think a lot of grandmas get involved because they got nothing to do. Like they're an empty nester or they never had children at all. And so they're super involved with politics. So the politics ends up reflecting like a certain, you know, overactive percentage of the population instead of like, you know, so we end up with a lot of laws and rules written by grandma. That's how it works. And it's like, I'm not trying to hate on grandmas, but I don't know. I'm hating on grandmas. Here's Frillish. Ooh. Frillish is such a crazy looking Pokemon. Here's Solrock. Grandma's well suited for baking a Christmas cake or throwing a party. It is. I don't know if I want grandma in charge of like the jail system or something. Ooh. All right. Okay. Small island in the ocean. I want to move to either the UAE or China. Man, China's awesome. I was researching UAE's really cool too. I like the UAE and China, but China's got Hong Kong, man, and that's really cool. It's probably really hard to get in there because it's probably really expensive to buy a decent home. and then you got to have some way to sustain yourself too, you know. But yeah, Hong Kong's amazing, and they just had that big fire up there. That's really sad. And then UAE is pretty interesting too. Every time you hear about UAE, you look in the comment section and people are like screaming, slaves, slavery, slaves. And I read into it more, and it's definitely a bit of an exaggeration. Like, I think there's some human rights abuses, probably, with like them getting cheap labor from India. But I don't know. I feel like I've just heard about that for all of human history. You know, somebody builds the pyramids or something like that. And it doesn't bother me enough. It doesn't make me cringe and go, oh, I would never go to UAE. Oh, I would hate that. But also, I think that those guys sometimes make a great living over there too. I think that's something people don't talk about is people immigrate to the UAE and they get jobs in service and they make a living and they go from being stuck in the slums of India. It's not like the slums of India were a great place to live either, by the way. So they go from living in the slums of India to having a shot at living a wealthier life in a place like UAE. So I think people get the wrong idea about it sometimes, but I'm sure there's plenty of examples of like people being taken advantage of, but that happens here in the United States too. You know, like people, I remember reading a book. So I was reading a book in the past about, these were illegal immigrants from like Mexico. They would come over, they would work on a farm, but the farm would create like these work contracts with them, which pretty much trapped them in like a debt, like a slavery kind of debt, because they'd have to work to get the debt paid, but they were paid so little, it was not possible for them to get out of this like work debt. So the farmers say, you move over here, we'll give you housing, we'll give you food, we'll give you what you need to survive in America, but you'll go into kind of like a work debt for us. And so they'll come over and they work their butts off, but they're paid so little, and it's all under the table, right? So that they just have to keep working, and they can't get promoted. They can't buy like private property or anything like that. And it's you know, so we're doing it over here with our farms, or at least we used to. And then I got to look over at UAE and judge them too. It's like, oh, okay. You know, so I hear about that kind of stuff, and I go, whatever, dude. You know, it's like, just figure it out or something. There are places that are bad to live and people who want to get out of there to try a shot in another country, and that's who these guys are. You know, they want to get into another country. All right, so let me grab this bag over here. I have a very rough perspective of the world. I like to think that it's kind of like realism, essentially. Here it is. Okay. In the UAE, if you run a business, the first $100,000 are tax-free. After that is a 5% tax. UK business, first 100K is 20% VAT, and then after 150K, it's 40% tax. That's right, guys. He's not exaggerating. I've looked at this many times because I really like Scotland. I have a Scottish last name apparently, and I like Scotland a lot. I like the south of UK a lot as well, by the beach. All that's really cool. Then I look at their taxes and I physically cringe, and I go, there is just no way in the world I would ever move there. It's funny because the founding fathers of America, they founded America precisely to get away from those British taxes. That was the exact reason, wasn't it? So that's why they founded America, was to get away from the taxation. It's really, you could argue it's for other reasons too, but it's really ironic that all these years later, like hundreds of years later, that's still a problem over there. Like, Jesus, dude. Hey, mister, would you mind going over the current breaks? Miss Sarah, I'd love to. What time is it? 4:20. We got a little bit of time left, Miss Sarah. So we got this legendary Gengar. We've got the Heartbreak. Oh, we got to tick this up to 7 now. Somebody just joined it. This has 10 spots left in it. Okay, we've got the Mega Break. The new Mega Nido King break. Very nice. Somebody bought the first spot already. We have a new trade break for Bulbasaur, $4 at a time, $4 per trade. We have the Knockdown Lightning break. 3 spots remain. Okay, oops. We have the pack split. Oh, yeah. New bounty is this King of Clubs. You might also be interested in this Jolteon, this Manganami, and this vintage card. We truly have a lot of amazing breaks on this channel. In the daytime stream, the Mega Gengar went off. Mr. LaFlame walked away with the $3,400 card today. So here's also the Mega Sublist, Discord, eBay, Ancient Origins box break, the December score. All right, there we go. And I was showing off that we have a box break for a box of Battle Styles. I don't know if anyone noticed that. We also have the live customs and the Poke Shuffles, which those are a way to instantly do a break. The break is over right away, and you know who got what. Technically, we got out of Britain because of taxation without representation. Well, they weren't complaining, though. until the king raised the taxes. And then they said, ah, hell no, dude. They said, no way, we're not doing that crap. And, you know, they wanted to raise the tax by like some minuscule amount to what we do today. But taxation is a subject that is very dear to my heart. I believe you are not free when the government takes too much of your money. So yeah, there's got to be some taxes, right? We got to have roads, we got to have a military, a little bit of welfare is not so bad. You know, investments not so bad. But when the government takes too much and it's like it's just giving it away to foreign governments or whatever, or, you know, it's just doing like welfare for foreigners, essentially. By the way, that's what it is. So when you do welfare for foreigners, it works like this. Your government takes a bunch of your money, millions, billions of dollars, and they send it overseas, right? And then that country takes the welfare and does all kinds of stuff with it. Who knows? Well, if a whole bunch of people from that country then push their way into your country, and maybe they do it illegally, like in the UK, they come over on boats. Do you know about that, guys? So they come over on boats, they push in illegally, and then the government does what? It puts them up into hotels for free, and it puts them into, you know, it gives them like money for food and money for this, money for that. And when you do that, that's still foreign aid. So all your monies go into foreign countries, including right in your own backyard, and you can't afford a home. You can't afford to get married. You can't attract a wife. Your job pays shit. You get taxed up to your eyes. You get paid less and taxed super high in the UK. And it's like, well, okay, well, at least they're doing good things with the money. What good things? What are they doing? Where does all the money go? What's the beautiful thing that the government's building? Nothing. They're just giving it away, and not to you. They don't tax you to then give the money back to you. They don't do that. They tax it to keep it. It goes to someone else, and it's awful. And it basically circumvents the voting power within that country. So there's a lot of things we're learning in modern day. We're learning a lot about voting rights and power. When you import a huge chunk of people and then eventually give them voting rights, you've just changed the power dynamic of your country. It's like the ultimate Achilles heel of democracy. Democracy's great weakness. And it's a very fascinating thing to watch. And it won't matter to me. I'm not going to care in the long run, because my goal is to just have enough money to be able to take flight, you know, to just kind of move to a place like UAE. If it gets really bad, you know, you just go to UAE, right? Like if there's this great migration dance going on across the world, well, then you have to join it. You're part of it. So you have to be prepared to move. Mister, have you ever considered doing a break on a PlayStation 5? No, we can't do that because that's not a Pokemon card. That makes my blood boil. I'm living in the UK and all these illegal immigrants come over and spend all their taxes. Everyone hates it. Democrats hate it. Republicans hate it. You know, Democrats in America, they vote Democrat because the Democrats keep saying, we're going to help you, we're going to help you, we're going to help you. And then they're never any wealthier. They're always just as poor as ever. They don't give free health care. They don't give free education. They don't give free anything. But it's like you watch these people come in and then they're spending $1 billion a year on them in New York. And that's how you get a guy like Donald Trump. That's exactly how you get a guy like Donald Trump. But I don't know, maybe the Democrat Party sees it as an investment. I don't know why they do it. Well, I kind of know. It's like a great social experiment. But I think it's a shifting of power within the democracy itself. And it's an issue of altruism. You're too altruistic. You're altruistic to the point that you can't actually say, we're Americans. This is our land. You can't say that. And Britain's probably the same way. Over there in Britain, they can't say like, you know, we built this. It belongs to us. You can't say that because it's like racist or something. Like, I don't know. But I feel like that's such a cop-out, ultimately. I feel like it's a cop-out because it's not effectively only about issues of race or how many people of this or that kind should be here. It's an issue of welfare. It's like, we literally can't afford this. We're playing welfare for the whole world. Like, sometimes we ship it overseas. Sometimes they come to us. And either way, we're just giving all our money away. And it's like, you can't buy a house. It's like I say, you'll never buy a house. You can barely buy a car. You can't buy a house, can't buy a car. You pay tons of taxes. What did the government do with it all? Where did it all go? Oh, we're out of money, guys. We're going to need more. We're going to have to tax your beer. We'll need to tax your gas and your beer and your gambles. That's what they're doing now. That was proposed in the UK recently. They don't have enough money in the UK. What a surprise. And the government somehow found a way to spend all your money. And so what their next move is, they're going to tax the rich. So they're going to tax mansions, right? Well, that just means rich people are going to sell their mansions. So they're going to sell their mansions and buy a mansion in UAE or something, right? So they'll downgrade to a smaller house probably. And in the meantime, the other part of the tax is they're taxing gasoline. That's a tax on the poor. When you tax gasoline, that's a tax on the poor. And the third thing and the fourth thing they're taxing is beer and gambles. So, drinking is a heavy part of the UK culture, beer, pubs and all that. If you like to go to the pub and enjoy a drink, guess what? You get to pay for everybody now. You're taxed on that. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. I kind of get the gamble, but I feel like there's a point where, the government is getting too involved. It's like, dude, you don't need to tax us so much on this. We have taxes on taxes. It's called Mehrwertsteuer. Mehrwertsteuer. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Mr. Breathe. We have sugar tax in the UK. Mr. Do I cam anything in my bag worth a trade spot? Says Mr. Andyman. Let's take a quick look-see. I hate it. I think it's like a type of slavery. Mr. Andyman. If a government taxes you too much, tell me how it's not slavery. If a government's taking 50% of your money, you're just a slave. It's just a new kind of, like, slavery's creeping back in. It's not full slavery, but it's like a 50% slavery. Sandaconda, oh baby, Parasect, Glaceon, Slowbro, Slow King, Sally Mance. So you do have some cards you could offer to make a trade on it. With these cards right here, they won't trade for much. I don't want to take your... Well, I mean, I guess I would be interested in your Korean cards, but you just have a Sharpedo here. So that's not going to get you very far. You have a couple Old Mage, you got a Sandaconda and a Parasect, and then you got a couple of these. Here's a little Salamence. So you can make an offer on those if you'd like. Yeah, so modern slavery, I feel like slavery kind of goes away, like we outlaw it, but it just kind of transforms. The fundamental idea of you go out and work the farm, I'll sit back here in my comfortable house, that never changes. That fundamental idea, you go work the farm, I'll go sit in an ivory tower. You go work your shop, I'll sit here in my government building. It never goes away. Somebody's always trying to get on top of you and make you work for them. And they do it in all kinds of ways. And the number one mobster, the number one slave owner these days, it's the government itself. And so I guess that's what they mean by fighting for freedom. It's like being free means when you go work and earn money, it belongs to you. You earned it. You worked for it. That's like the same with the farm idea. If you go out there and you're picking corn or something all day long, it's yours. You did the work. You don't owe it to some guy in the Philippine Islands because he sat in poor. It doesn't belong to him. He didn't do it. You did it. You don't owe it to some foreign government in some endless war. You don't owe them anything. That's their government. It's yours. You worked for it. And you don't owe it to these rich politicians. They keep some of it, right? They get paid ridiculous amounts. So they get paid all these pensions and, great health care and all this other crap. You don't owe it to them. You don't owe it to anybody. It's yours. You worked for it. So, you should pay a little taxes, of course. There should be a little bit of welfare. There should be to help people out who really need it. There should be some, roads, military, all the basic standard stuff. 40%. It's outrageous, dude. Where does all the money go? They just waste it. They waste it. They give it to foreign countries. They give it to foreigners who come into the country and then want free stuff. They just waste it all. And you're on the hook. So you just keep working your life away and they'll keep it and you can just stay poor. And it's like, and they don't care. They don't care about you. And you don't even have the voting power anymore. You don't have the voting power to say, I don't want this, because there's enough people who are being pulled in the wagon and not enough people pulling the wagon to get that vote. Meaning so many people now receive social benefits that they won't stop voting for social benefits. They're just going to vote for more of them. You're screwed. The only thing that'll fix it is effectively a collapse. Healthcare for life. We can't even pass our wealth to the next generation due to inheritance taxes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's insane, dude. Over here in Missouri, I live in the state of Missouri in the United States. We're the first state to get rid of capital gains tax. Meaning, like, if I buy a home and it goes up in value, when I sell it, I don't have to pay capital gains on it. And Missouri's trying to become a no-tax state as well. And in America, the federal taxes are way lower than the UK, way, way lower. And so I pay about half as much taxes here as I would in the UK. But not just that, there's so many great people in the United States with great jobs and lots of spending money. I have like one of the wealthiest markets in the world to sell stuff to. So if you even came over here and opened up a shop in the right spot, tons of people would eat at your shop. They'd love it. There's a lot of customers in the United States. People who go on vacation You know, like people will come all over the different states to each other. So there's tons of people here. They can travel between the states. Tourism out the butt. And Lake of the Ozarks is a tourism area, for example. But yeah, I mean, you get a lot of customers over here and way lower taxes and way higher pay, lots more opportunities, I would say. You can expand more easily. And but people want to change that. You know, the idea of high taxes is like it's a very viral idea. People go, hey, if we can just raise the taxes, we can have everything. It'll all be free. Well, not really. Eventually, you run out of money because people go. They get like a sickness for it. They get like a this deep belief system that all the problems are solved by government taxation. No, the problems are solved only by one thing: hard work. Everyone has to produce more goods than they need. That is what will solve it. So if you want to be wealthy, you have to produce more than you consume. It's always that. it's like this, it's like this reality of nature that you can't escape. To be wealthy, you have to produce more than you consume. So if you're doing a kind of work that doesn't do that, you have to change lines of work. You have to be more productive somehow. You have to produce something more valuable. So if you have a job like pushing carts for Target, that's never going to pay enough. You have to stop doing that job. You have to get into any other job. You can't just be angry at the government over that. That's up to you. And so, you know, we do welfare. There's a lot of welfare in the U.S. The U.S. is a generous country in terms of welfare. But, you know, you gotta do your best to become productive and learn a new skill, you know, and save up and consume less than you earn, or earn a whole lot more, and then you can consume as much as you want, whatever it is. But people get this sickness that they think, man, government taxes is the solution to everything. It's like, bro, it's just not. I promise it's not. It never has been. Never has been. The countries with the most taxes are all having failing economies. Like Germany's running out of money. The UK's running out of money. You have to produce stuff to make money. That's where the money comes from. It doesn't come from taxation. And the hatred toward the rich people, I get it. They've got too much. They're not generous enough. They're very annoying. They get nice Malibu beach houses. We don't. They're awful in certain ways. But it's like, you can try to like scare them all out of the country, I guess, and then they can go pay taxes in UAE instead. You know, like they're just going to leave at some point. At some point, if you're mean enough, they'll go. I think they will. People are changing. Here it is. People are changing in Switzerland. The people voted down raising taxes on high-income people. I saw that. I actually watched that. I saw that vote. They did not want to raise taxes in Switzerland. Good for them. They're a true democracy where the people vote directly on the bills. People have become entitled with the victim mentality. I don't think it's just entitlement. I think it's a lack of like understanding economics, and they've been sort of. I think there's this sort of siren song to people where they're told this sort of like comforting version of reality where the problem is a fight between the rich and the poor, rather than a fight with yourself to be more productive, a struggle to become more productive, and they can't imagine themselves living in the woods, you know, in like a wood hut with nothing but a field ahead of them, and realizing how much work they would have to do to truly support themselves. That's how people used to make wealth in the past. You had to grow a crop of food every year so you didn't starve to death. It was a ton of work. Well, we're in the future now, and people can't understand that it's still the same idea. You have to do something so productive that you can feed and house yourself. Mr. Gabriel, Evo Skies, Sylveon Booster. Whoa! All right, man, let's get it. All right. Good old Evolving Skies. You guys remember opening these for like $200 a box in the past? Ooh. It's true, but they pay one time a big amount. TCC, is this because that they aren't taught basic skills to survive anymore? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think a lot of people are wising up. I hear, you know, I think there was definitely in the early 2000s, there was a lot of young college people. My group, actually, the millennials, were sort of fed these strictly like Marxist ideas that are still sticking really strongly in our brains, saying every single problem just boils down to the rich. The rich caused all the problems. And not a lot of people are being told in that time period that the problem is you need to go get a good career. And then once you have a good career, you need to make sacrifices and do some investing. Here's Shelgon Like, no, you're not entitled to go to Disneyland every year. No, you're not entitled to go on a vacation every year. Focus on you. Focus on getting a house first, you know? And you're still living life better than most people ever did. Ooh, baby, that's a hop-up. That's your $55 hop-up. Holy moly, man. All right, let me grab another pack of this beautiful Evolving Skies. Imagine the Umbreon. It's possible, you know, they cost more these days. These Evolving Skies packs cost more. But somewhere, someday, a big hit gets pulled out of them. Where did I get that from? Where did the box come from? Is it under the table? Oh, I know where it's at. It's over here, isn't it? Yes. Here it is. So here's the next one. Each person thinks if I can just raise the taxes higher, finally, the government will take care of me. No, they didn't. The government is interested in the interests of the government. So they go, well, what do we need? What does the government need? Maybe an underclass to keep voting for free stuff. Here it is. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Okay. But it's Democrats and Republicans at this point. I mean, I don't think the parties are even that different from each other anymore. Like, Trump wants to give out entitlement programs, free this, free that. He wants to do it too. So it's kind of a cat's out of the bag situation, in my opinion. I think now that everyone knows that they can just vote for lots of free stuff, it's over. It's over. That's why the price of gold's shooting up. That's why the price of silver is shooting up. Did you guys hear about that? The price of silver hit an all-time high, a record high for the price of silver. Now, why in the world would something like gold and silver be hitting record high? It's because of inflation, and it's going to keep doing that. The price of a home is going to keep exploding. The price of gold is going to keep exploding. Stocks are going to keep exploding, not because wealth has been created, but because money has been printed. So money has been borrowed and printed at such a high degree that those items will continue to explode in value, and what you can buy with your wages will continue to shrink. So you can't buy a hamburger at McDonald's. You can't buy a house, no way. You can't buy a car, no way. They're going to have to make cheaper, chintzier cars for you, tinier, smaller, grosser, worse engines. They're going to have to remove all the features so that you can finally afford a $30,000 car. And you're going to, oh, finally. And it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. The solution is to cut off the dead weight. Say, you guys can't have free stuff anymore. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're a net tax loss, you're out. Get out of here. And that'll never happen because all those guys vote. So you're stuck. It's like what I just told Mr. Jonathan in the UK. The problem is all the people receiving all this free stuff, they vote. So, you know, you just keep voting free stuff, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. We can't afford anything. Give us more free stuff. And then the affordability problem doesn't go away. Gee, I wonder why. It's because you voted for free stuff. So it's all going to go up now. And the more you vote for free stuff, the further it goes. Only one solution. You have to produce. You must produce more goods. That is the solution. And no one will accept that. And everyone will be offended being told that. They'll be like, I don't like this guy. I don't like his ideas. But it's the truth. It's the actual truth. Prices go up, and everything is designed to not last, to have to buy more. I love the government. Ping, your money's ready. Again, it depends on what career you want. Want to be nurse, doctor. Oh yeah, if you want to talk about careers, gotta be medicine, man. Medicine's so good. Medicine is such a great career. So if I had a kid today, I'd be pushing them toward medicine. Any role, any job at all in medicine. Hopefully something that AI doesn't touch as much. But medicine, everyone's going to need it. Never going to go out of business. The government's going to pay for it. You know, it's like a sure thing that everyone's going to want lots of expensive medicine in the future. Great industry. Medicine, a top tier industry. Technology is a good industry too. It's a bit scary now because a lot of people are in technology, and AI is going to really rapidly change technology. So we don't know what the landscape is going to look like for that. Technology has always been good. You know what I would tell my kid? I'd tell them to be either a general in the military, a CEO of a business, a politician, or an actor. You got to be one of those. You can't be anything but those things. You got to get into one of those positions. I would love it if I had a kid and they became like maybe they got into politics like in a serious way. So I would love that. And maybe, I don't know, out here in Lake of the Ozarks, maybe it's not as competitive. Maybe they have a shot out here. I'm not sure. But it's not going to be for me. I'm just going to focus on business. And if they want to focus on business, that's fine too. So that's the procurement of resources. And that's what I would be telling my kids to do, is just be really fierce, really competitive. Don't believe for a second that things are comfortable. Don't get comfortable. And definitely, so that's how this world is. The government doesn't force taxes. It's the state that regulates it. The problem is with minorities, including myself, we don't read and we are not educated. Well, I don't think it's strictly minorities. No, I think that it's anyone who has a strong belief in living off of the welfare rather than sort of evolving as a person and, you know, wanting to reach sort of like this thing called actualization, where you become like the best version of yourself and you're doing the thing that you're most optimized for and contributing a lot to the society. And it's like when you contribute a lot, you'll be paid a lot too. So it'll be a great thing. So maybe you're saying it's like a mindset problem. And education is easier than ever. You know, if you want to learn, you can learn online. So that's an option too. So yeah, I strongly believe in that because I was homeschooled and my homeschooling was a joke. I didn't learn anything in homeschooling, but the internet teaches me things so fast. And you can just open a book and read it. If you want to learn mathematics, you can learn mathematics. If you want to learn biology, you can learn biology. You can just open the books. The books that they sell at college are just for sale online. You can just buy them right now. You don't have to go to college to read those books. You can just buy them right now and read them. So I strongly believe in the ability to self-educate. And, you know, so a lot of it comes down to mindset, actually. I think a lot of it is mindset. You have to believe in your ability to sort of reach that top potential. And you have to believe that there's like a better future for you if you really go after it, if you really believe that you can change your life. And if instead you just kind of buy pumpkin pies or whatever, cherry pies at McDonald's, and then you go home and you watch Netflix and then you just kind of jerk off and you say, well, the government doesn't give me enough. You'll never, ever be wealthy with that mindset. So, you know, you hear about that term mindset a lot. It's kind of an annoying term, but it's like, it's so accurate as well. It's like, it really plays a large part. People have to have faith in themselves. They have to have confidence. They have to have like high expectations. You know, you get your expectations up, expect more from yourself. You know, one of the things that, you know, I'm like a visual kind of person in my brain. And I will think back on like my ancestors basically, and I'll think, what do they want? And I'll be like, these guys want me to work my butt off and be a success. So I kind of, even though I've never met them, I kind of take that as sort of like some motivation, right? That kind of stuff. Let's see what you guys are saying. You will find Cactuar people that go into useful degrees don't complain because they don't have a psych degree working as a barista. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a tough situation because you got a heavy loan over your head and then you're not making any money in a coffee shop. So that's really toxic for a lot of people, you know. Let's see. STEM degrees have always been fine, but people have been sold that any degree will make you successful. Well, you know, what's interesting about the whole Pokemon card thing, this didn't require a degree at all. There's no degree for this. And, you know, there's no college books that could teach you to do what I'm doing. You just had to figure it out on your own. And so there's always something like that in society. There's always some cutting edge thing. Maybe it's Pokemon cards, maybe it's Labubu. But there's always something that's just being invented or something that's new or some trend that's changing. Maybe making AI videos, you know, making higher quality informative AI videos. There's probably some guy out there making like $100,000 a year because he's built an empire of making the highest quality AI videos. That's a trend. And it's up to you to go hunt that out, to go figure that out for yourself and go get rich off of it. It doesn't matter where you're from. You could be from India, you could be from Africa, you could be from China, it doesn't matter. But you have to have like this sort of like fiery ambition to want to do that. You have to be like hungry for it. Like, you know, like in The Wolf of Wall Street, remember there's that scene between McConaughey and DiCaprio or whatever his name is? And he's like talking about how many times you jerk off a day, you know, and he's kind of giving you this weird concept of, I'm just insanely ambitious, and that's why I'm a stockbroker, right? Well, you have to kind of have that sort of like nuttiness to you where you just want to keep going for some reason. And maybe that's strictly biological. Maybe it came from my childhood. I had a bad childhood, right? 11 kids, terrible parents, super poor, like bitterly poor. So maybe for me, that was it. I don't know. Maybe that's all that it was for me, just some sort of development to help me cope with having a bad childhood. I don't know. But if you find some technique to get that fiery ambition, you'll just be running circles around people. You will. And so a lot of it's not intelligence. A lot of it's just like, if you're motivated like crazy, you'll move, you know, you'll get stuff done. Hey, I was at vacuuming. Did I trade a spot? What's up, Andy man? No, you did not trade a spot. I didn't see too much in your bag to trade with, but you had a little bit to trade with. We could probably continue this conversation later. It's almost 5 a.m. And so for me, I have to log off because I have a doctor's appointment. By the way, let's see. Let's grab this over here. Mark is giving away these wonderful cards. Let's give this card away. You ready? So type in Mark to get in here. Lurk and Lowry. All right. Yeah. I mean, if you ever listen to me talk a lot about politics or anything like that, you'll hear it. You'll hear a certain crustiness about me, right? Like old man crustiness. It's very lame. It's very sort of like salty or something like that. But it comes from this really rough experience I've had in life. Not a very easy run. And I overcame a lot of my biggest hurdles, not from being nice and not from crying either. Not from like, oh, if only somebody would come help me. But it's more like I had to get up and help myself. And I know that that works. Like it's not like a theory in my head. I know it's true. And I know that's true for everybody. And so I think there's a certain pragmatism to that. Like with the criminal stuff we talked about, just I have a very pragmatic take on it, like a very tough sort of like, just get it done. Like this is a bad person, ship them off or something or whatever. Do whatever you got to do. Get it, like fix it. Like a part of my brain can't stand it when something's not right. It just, and maybe I'm like my mom that way because that sounds like her. She would go a little insane if things weren't the way they were supposed to be. She would go insane. And so I think I have a little bit of that. I certainly have a little bit of that. And but then just everything we talked about, like taxing too much. Well, yeah, somebody who likes to work all day long would complain about high taxes, wouldn't they? You ready? But, you know, if you guys all worked all day long, all your problems would melt away. Whatever problem you have in life, it melts away if you work really hard. It just goes away on its own. Here goes. You ready? Oh, landing on 4. That's Lurkin Lowry. I think that's Carlton Wicks, right? Lurkin Lowry. He gets a lot of these giveaways, man. Number 4, right? Yes. Very nice. I messed that up last time. There he goes. Okay. Mr. Vault Dweller. I don't know what Vault Dweller is. That from Fallout? No, but yeah, I came from abject poverty. No birthdays, no Christmases. We had a little bit of a Christmas, actually, but typically it came from donations. So, like, you know, other people would buy stuff for us. It was nice. But no birthdays. You know, certainly no birthday parties. You would get in trouble if you asked for stuff on your birthday. You just don't forget that. It's like a permanent memory, you know. And so I came from abject poverty, ran away from home, had nothing. There was one solution. Work your ass off. It just fixes it. It just fixes it. It really does. I have a strong belief in it. Work your ass off. Be crazy for a little while. Okay, here we go. Lurkin Lowry. Carlton Wicks. And that's my perspective on the whole world. Maybe it's sort of a, you know, one size fits all sort of solution. But in economics, when you really look at economics, and you could kind of cast a magic wand, if everyone can like suddenly build some beautiful machine and sell it across the ocean, yeah, we become fantastically wealthy as a country. The question is, how do you inspire people to do that? How do you get people into an organization to do that? Well, you have to have somebody who wants to run an organization. You have to have somebody who wants to be the CEO. And that's a really big question there, too. Like, how do you inspire somebody to be the CEO? Nobody wants the job. Nobody has the qualifications for the job, even. Like, they don't have enough work experience. They don't have enough leadership experience. They don't have the guts. They don't have the responsibility and the willingness to just dive headfirst into that lifestyle, 12 hours a day, grind, 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 grind. And so then there's no organization because there's no CEO. And then you get all these people and all they want to complain about is, we hate CEOs. We hate rich people. We hate CEOs. It's like, no wonder, dude. Like, nobody wants to do it because you're all told to hate it. And it's like, it should be you. You should be the CEO. You should go get rich and run a group and get some stuff made and go sell it across the ocean so that America can bring some money in, you know? But I don't know. I think school doesn't teach you that. I think school basically just teaches you how to learn, you know, like how to open a book and do a test. Doesn't teach you how to run a lumber mill, doesn't teach you how to farm a farm, doesn't teach you how to invest in an oil rig. You know, it doesn't teach you any of those things. The sooner you realize that school doesn't teach you any of that, the sooner you can go start a business and just forget all that stuff from school. It doesn't help you. Most of it's totally useless. I don't need to know Shakespeare. It's nice to know Shakespeare, but it's a luxury. It doesn't actually help you with very much at all in life, in fact. Maybe it makes you look snobby even. It's kind of unattractive in a certain way. But knowing how to go like operate a real business, an industry, a production, a facility, knowing how to be in charge of it, knowing how to feel like a leader, knowing how to feel confident, knowing how to trust yourself to succeed, all of that comes from the real world, and school just doesn't give it to you. And it's what we're desperately missing. And everyone thinks that what they're desperately missing is to scroll on their phone and hear Bernie Sanders say, well, we just need to raise taxes, problem solved. It's so not solved. It's so not solved. We need to open up so many more production facilities. That's what would really solve it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my perspective on the world, you know, but it doesn't really matter. I could hear the pain in your voice. The innocence has left your soul. The innocence left my soul at like the age of 5. That's definitely true. There was no more innocence very rapidly. I look up to you as a motivation therapist and rebel with the cause. I feel that way. I feel like a rebel with the cause because it was always that way for me. You know, I had to tell my parents that they were no good, and then I had to leave, right? And so I had to be able to think for myself that way and be like, wait a second, what they're doing at home is no good. It's hard to do that too because we're designed to like socially conform. We're designed to believe in what we're told. That's not me. I don't buy what I'm told very quickly. I like to analyze it. All right, guys, wonderful conversation. It's almost 5. I got to go. Thank you, Mark, for the giveaway, and thank you all for hanging out and having a nice conversation and, of course, opening cards. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. All right, wish us luck.